Hello, welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. It's another 5 minutes away for kickoff as West Ham United are at Old Trafford to take on Manchester United. Gonzo, how is oneself?
Not bad, thank you very much. Yourself, mate? Oh dear. Guess that team time, right?
It's a strange, I say a strange one. I kind of get it. If rumours are to be true, if what I've been told is true, then there's two changes from the team that took on Bournemouth. If you could have two changes, which two changes would you like?
I'd probably like Souček out the team, if at all possible. Suspicious face. I'd probably have Zouma.
Okay. Got a clue?
Good. Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
There's only 3 centre midfielders.
Okay, so he's dropped Phillips then. Obviously,
I'm saying nothing.
Okay. Do you know what? If he has, I've got to say, actually, as long as Alvarez is in there, the others can sort of work. It's the old 4 midfielders of the apocalypse that are the problem. I think they're really. Obviously, I'm speculating it's blind. The other, yeah, I mean, I guess he's dropped Johnson for Soufal possibly there, but I'd certainly have dropped Zouma. This one would be the way I would be going. But you know what? Something needs to change. He could not play that team again. So whatever it is, maybe we won't like it, but he had to change something. That was the path to defeat, was to play that same team again.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll wait and see. But there is changes. We just now need to work out what the change in the formation is. That's the big question mark. So we'll get the starting 11 in 3 minutes' time. Then we'll try and work out what Moyes is doing in regards to the starting 11. Wolf saying the subscriber only modes back the screams of desperation for subscribers. Not really. It's to deter trolls, actually. Since we've initiated it, trolls have gone down a lot. Basically, you want to troll us, you've got to create a fake account, subscribe, wait 3 minutes, and then comment. And if you do that, you've obviously got a pathetic life, and that is your hobby. And, well, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But it deters trolls. It's not as easy to just spam the chat, etc., etc. A wise man, I say wise man, a wise person from a other YouTube channel said, you should do this. It gets rid of them. So I've done it. Trolls have gone down.
Almost got rid of them.
Well, you get this sad, though, right? That doesn't mind wasting 8 minutes of their life to post one comment in the live chat. And if their life's that small and sad, then I feel a bit sorry for them, truth be told.
It's definitely helped the video flow, but yes, desperation if you like.
Yeah. Anyway, official lineup out in a couple of minutes' time, and there is 2 changes for the side against Bournemouth. If the information is correct, and then we will decipher it. We'll have our bet giveaway as well as always. But before we get into it, can we just point in the direction of Match Bingo, who are sponsoring the build-up show and the watch-along as well. It's combining one of the oldest games in the UK with the favourite sport of the UK as well. Bingo with football. You all know how you play bingo. You get your bingo card. They call it numbers. You mark it off. And then whoever gets the first line first wins a bit of cash. Whoever gets a full house first wins the jackpot. That's exactly the same over a Match Bingo, but it's just with stuff to do with the game. You may need a West Ham to take a kickoff, which you're guaranteed to do. You need it at the start of the game or at the start of the second half. You might need a throw-in for West Ham. You might need Man United to score a left-footed goal. You get 15 things that you need for the game. It marks it for you automatically. So if you miss something, it's not the end of the world. And then if you claim the first line first, second line first, and the full house first, you will win money. It's £2 per card. Links in description below. And it's important that you use that link so that we can get the credit for it. We get paid per sign up. But the app is free to download. It's free to sign up. And it's free to play games on there as well, including Bingo. So get involved. Massive thank you to everybody that does download it. And
thank you.
Participate. It helps us out quite a lot. Luna, I've seen your comment 10 times. We will get to lineups when it's out in about 60 seconds' time. I don't really say we do know it, but
they don't publish it until precisely an hour before kickoff. So
bang on an hour before kickoff. Absolutely bang on. Anyway, how's your confidence right now? Say out of 10, 10 we're going to win, 0 we're getting smashed. Where are you roughly?
A 4 maybe.
And what's your score prediction?
Well, we didn't
for now. Obviously, it might change once you see the team, but right now, what's your vibe?
I feel like a loss if I were to see the same team again. I know I'm not going to, but obviously we'll address that when I see the team. Yeah. I feel maybe we'll lose 2-0 or something like that. Right,
Elk's a 5, Aaron's a 0, Ironix is a 5, Mavericks a 3, Hammer Down Under's a 0, Guy's a 2. Robbie's a 7. That's the highest one. Robbie's the highest one. He's a 7. He's feeling good. Fisher's a 5. Anyway, would you like to know the West Ham side? I clicked on the wrong thing. Would you like to know the West Ham team, Gonzo?
Oh, myself and Luna would. Thank you.
Right, I'm going to read out the team, and then we're going to try and work out what we're doing. West Ham have put it in numerical order, the crafty buggers. I think that's because the media guys like, what are we doing today? I don't know. Anyway, the team for West Ham today, we've got Alphonse Areola, as well as Ben Johnson. We've got Vladimir Soufal, Kurt Zouma, Nia Fagerd, and Emerson. We've also got 3 midfielders today of Edson Alvarez, James Ward-Prowse, Thomas Souček, and up front we've got Jared Bowen and Mohamed Kudus. Now, this is where you need to decipher it, whether we're playing 3 at the back with Ben Johnson, right wing back. However, there is a rumour, Gonzo. Ben Johnson is playing left wing. Now, I must be straight here. It's a rumour, right? It's a rumour that Ben Johnson, and it's not coming from the same person that gives. It's not coming from the person that does the lineup, if that makes sense. But there's a rumour going on. Ben Johnson's left wing.
Yeah. Look, for me, it's hard. What would I do with that? That's not dissimilar to a sort of team I would like to have played. I just would have probably either played Cornet or Emerson on the left wing. Maybe it's a variation of that, but you may well find that I don't know. It sort of makes more sense to David Moyes that he would put Emerson at left back and Johnson on the left wing, just because he likes the person on the left wing to be cutting in.
Just to interrupt, I've just checked what Alan said. Thank you, Alan. X has also said he's playing on the wing.
Okay, yeah, I mean that sort of makes sense for him. Do you know what? It may well work. Nothing would surprise me with Johnson this season. Why not? Give him another position. In goal maybe next week or something like that. But it would not surprise me if he did okay. I mean, the natural thing is to expect a disaster.
Sorry, but we've just saw Ben Mammon finals to play Ben Johnson left wing, and Cornet's not going to get it.
I know, you're right.
Hi, Maxie. Right. I prefer Ben Johnson.
It is terrible. It is shocking, isn't it? It's shocking. I mean, how's he gonna? He would have to have the best man management in the world to be able to spin that to him, wouldn't he? Really.
The thing is, right? Like, I'm assuming Dalot is right back for Man Utd today, and he's a decent right back, right? But he's no Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's not. It's not someone that you have to sort of like keep an eye on, kind of thing. I don't know. I feel like I can't complain too much. I want to see something different, and I'm seeing something different, right? But I think the fact that he's gone with that midfield rather than having Calvin Phillips in there and Ben Johnson on the left wing, and it feels a little bit like I want to get Soufal back into the team, but Ben Johnson doesn't deserve to be dropped, so this is what I'm going to do. And I mean, that's without even talking about the centre back pairing.
I think there's an element of that. I think there's also an element that plays into his thinking, which is just cannot drop Ward-Prowse and I cannot drop Souček. And I wonder if that's played its part in this as well. And irrespective, it almost doesn't matter what position anybody else plays. He's just not going to do it. And, look, I mean, Phillips might have seen a bit of that today, but look, Phillips wasn't obviously, he was right. Moyes was right on that. He wasn't up to match sharpness, and I'm sure we'll see him as a substitute. But I don't know. I think I was fearing the worst in this, and what I was fearing was Ward-Prowse on the left wing. I do think that Johnson may be a better left winger than James Ward-Prowse. I think, but we'll see. I just don't know if I don't mind him doing this, but I just think stick Johnson at left back and stick Emerson up there, because one of them's better at attacking and one of them's better at defending. I just don't know why he's done that.
He might be able to change it. The one thing is, if that's how he starts, I just hope he's got 1 or 2 plans already in play, so we don't have to wait till half time. Against Bournemouth, it wasn't working after 15 minutes, and we had to wait till half time for him to make a change. I just hope we don't need to do that today. If it's not working for whatever reason, there's various things you can do with this starting 11, actually, which is, like you said, move Johnson back, move Emerson forward, move Johnson into a back 3 and go to Soufal and Emerson with wing backs. There's different things you can do without making a substitution. And it just irritates me that sometimes we have to wait till half time before he switches up. But yet in the second half, naturally, he's happy to switch it during the gameplay. So you might see Bowen and Kudus swap wings or something. Like we've seen it in a game not too recently, didn't we? Where Kudus went over onto the left No, Kone, sorry, Sheffield United. Kone went on the left and scored a goal off the back of it. You know,
Yeah.
he does switch it sometimes. So I just think for this one, if it's not working, be prepared to change it quick, because there's different things you can do with this starting 11. I do have a bit of concern over Kurt Zouma starting centre back as well.
Yeah, so you should.
I feel like he's a lucky boy.
Look, Moyes is just not going to drop him. I think it's easy enough, and we all buy into the mantra of Kurt Zouma that can't play twice a week. I think it's easy for Moyes to deal with that if what you've got is a Premier League game at the weekend and you've got a Europa game in midweek against a team we should probably be beating. So yeah. I think you can say to Kurt Zouma, if you're David Moyes, you know what, mate, I'm going to drop you against Bacca Topola. Not drop you, I'm going to rest you against Bacca Topola. You can't say I'm going to rest you against Manchester United. It's not the same conversation. It's against Manchester United is dropping. And I just think he just can't bring himself to do it. I was thinking about it last night, actually, about different managers with their blind spots, and they just can't help it. I remember Beckham going into retirement and being brought back out retirement, and then not daring to drop him until he got his 100th cap and stuff. When he was nowhere near operating at the same level, and some managers won't drop players, and I know he has in the past dropped Thomas Souček. But it does seem to be, with a gun to his head that he will do so. And I just can't see a situation where he drops Kurt Zouma, really, irrespective. For the next few games, you could have Mavropanos and you could have Kurt Zouma. I know they're not, but, you could have Mavropanos and Kurt Zouma playing together. And Mavropanos could get a 6 or 7 out of 10, and Zouma could get a 4 out of 10 in game after game after game. Mavropanos would never find his way into the starting lineup. And it's the same. We saw it last season. There was 3 games last season where Thomas Souček posted numbers of either completed passes or attempted passes. You'll be able to correct me. But the numbers were 8, 11, and 11. Those were the passes he made in a game of football from a midfielder in 3 consecutive games. That should really be enough to get anybody drop. It's akin to a tennis player not being able to pick up a tennis racket. It's that bad, and he still wouldn't drop him from the team. So I just think there are some players who are ring fenced, and there's no way they're going to be dropped. And I think there's some players maybe like Maxwell Cornet, and without some sort of catastrophe happening, there's no way they're going to get him.
Right, remind me to talk about the makeup of our midfield today, because I want to move on to the West Ham bench. It's quite a strong bench for West Ham, all things considered. We've got Lucas Fabianski on there, as well as Aaron Creswell and Calvin Phillips. Konstantinos Mavropanos is on the bench alongside Maxwell Cornet and Danny Ings. We've also got Ogbonna, Mubama and Scarl. So quite a decent bench in terms of covering pretty much every position, and a good balance between senior and youth as well. So it's an all right makeup. It is, granted, it is the only ones left, but it's a healthy bench for West Ham. We've now got a poll live in the live chat, which is asking you for your opinion on West Ham's starting 11 this afternoon. Please select the option which closely reflects your opinion on the starting 11, and Charlie will give us the results when he comes on. Now we're going to switch our attention to our opponents this afternoon and take a look and see what Man United are doing. Let me get away from that, because Man U also do numerical order. In goal for Man United this afternoon is Onana, with a back four of Dalot at right back, Shaw at left back, and Maguire partnering Martinez at centre back. In midfield, we've got Mainu and Casemiro, with Garnacho on the right, Rashford on the left, Bruno Fernandes in 10, and Højlund up front.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some decent players in there. There's no doubt about it at all. If they turn up and play well, then they're very, very capable of winning. And obviously they had a bit of a humdinger. It was midweek, wasn't it? So, as that turns corner from it, they've never had a real sustained run of performance this season. I know they've had little bits of form, but the performance has been so bad that someone's had to remind you, say, actually, Man United haven't lost in such and such a way. Oh, right, okay. Because that, the perception of it when you've watched them play, they haven't really performed too well. I sort of, it's typical of West Ham, isn't it? You're always wondering even if the opposition not been particularly brilliant this season, you're always wondering, West Ham, are they going to come good against us? If ever you've got that striker that's not been scoring, you think, they're going to score against us. It is sort of the it's not, all right. What's his name? Old Bertrand Diaz the other day. And honestly, the commentator said Bertrand Diaz hasn't scored in 30 games. Oh no. Oh dear, dear, dear. You can't help yourself but do it, but worry about that stuff. So there's a concern, obviously, in my mind that they come up and they turn up and they're swashbuckling today.
Yeah, I did see them against Wolves. We were playing on Thursday, but speaking to Beth, another Man United fan I know, they were saying that's possibly the best they've seen them play this season. That was Ten Hag's 11. They finally got Ten Hag's 11 out on the pitch. Obviously, Maguire's come in today as well, so there's I think that's the only change. But they now see what Ten Hag has been wanting to do in midfield and attack, and because of injuries, he's been being prevented from playing that. But now they're seeing what he wants to do. But it's a good team. However, most of these players have been available all season. I think I don't recall Garnacho being out. Højlund just hadn't scored. He's got a goal a couple of weeks ago. He's now getting a few more. Fernandes has always been Fernandes. Casemiro is not as good as he was last season. Mainoo's getting better every single game. So there's a lot of good players in there, but if Man U were playing Liverpool today, I'd be all over a Liverpool victory.
Yes.
If Man United were playing Villa today, I'd be thinking, I think Villa's going to do this. Hell, if Man U were playing Luton, I know this is going to sound wild, but right now, Man U were playing Luton, I'd be thinking, you know what, I fancy Luton to trouble Man U. Yeah. And my so the fact that I feel like we're not going to win today comes from the manager and the attitude we're likely to deploy. If I felt that Ben Johnson was in that team because of what he was going to add from an attacking standpoint, I'd be encouraged, but I don't. I feel like he's in the team because of what he's going to provide from a defensive standpoint, and it's difficult. Right, Man U bench is Amrabat, Anthony, Bender, who's their substitute goalkeeper, Diallo, Eriksen, Forson, Lindelof, McTominay, and Varane. So a very experienced and strong bench for Man United this afternoon as well. Right then, what we're going to do now is going to do a little bet. Before we do that, please do drop a like on the video by clicking thumbs up. Helps out the video, helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new to Hammer's Chat as well. And if this bet wins, we're going to give one of our subscribers the money. Gonzo, are you fancying anything in particular for it?
Yeah, I am. Well, I'm not fancying, but I would if you weren't here. Let's say you were at a scone making convention, then I would put Ben Johnson to score.
Okay, well, I am here, so we're not putting Ben Johnson to score. What else would you like? I want to win money for someone, not 10 grand and never win money. I want 100, 200 quid.
I know. Yeah, for sure. That's why I'll do it when you're not here.
Okay, well, we'll do two bets. We'll do a stupid bet as well. Let's do the stupid one first of all. Okay. West Ham to win.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson to score a goal, right? That's it. If that wins, someone wins 200 quid, right? Okay, so if you enter one bet, you enter both. So West Ham win, Ben Johnson scores, someone wins 200 quid. Now for the sensible bet. What we're saying?
I thought that was quite sensible. Let's say do your shot on target for Mohamed Kudus.
Yeah, I like that one.
Martinez, not Martinez, what's his name? Fernandes to have a tantrum. Can we do that one? Can he get in trouble or something?
Would you like Fernandes to be booked or to commit fouls? Which one?
Fouls.
Okay, we'll do Bruno Fernandes fouling. We can chuck that in there.
Go on, you say something.
You say something. Right, okay. Let's rack this up to. There'll be a lot of things in this bet, right? So people, but that's a lot, but it should be all right. Player shots. West Ham. Giant Bone to have a couple. I was hoping for a Maguire one, but he's not there. So we're going to have to pick someone else. Do you reckon both teams will score? Yeah.
No, but we got to put it in. We're going to do, I know because I'm not sure West Ham will score, but yeah, I think Man United will score.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Right, okay, that'll do. And then I think Alvarez will get booked. No Calvin Phillips means he's like a bit more exposed in there. He should have got booked against Bournemouth, even if it was just for persistent fouling. And I think he'll kick the living daylights out of Bruno Fernandes. That bet will do. If this bet wins, 100 quid. And the other bet was £200. So this is the bet. Kudus to have a shot on target. Bruno Fernandes to commit a foul. Both teams to get a booking. Giant Bone to have 2 shots. Both teams to score. Edson Alvarez to get booked. And to enter in the live chat, please insert the favourite phrase.
Surely my bet will win.
Surely my bet will win. Get that into the live chat. You're entered. I'll go through the bet one more time. Kudus to have a shot on target. Bruno Fernandes to commit a foul. Both teams to get a card. Jabron to have 2 shots, doesn't have to hit target. Both teams to score, and Edson Alvarez to be booked. If that bet wins, 100 quid. And then the West Ham winning, Ben Johnson scores. Someone's getting £200. Anyway, the midfield, Gonzo, this is what I want to talk about. If we're going to play this formation and Ben Johnson's on the left, which it's come from X, I believe it, James Ward-Prowse better be the number 10. I do not want to see Souček as the furthest forward one. Ward-Prowse has got to be up there alongside Jarrod Bowen pressing.
Yes.
Because this Man U team will insist on playing out from the back. Onana will insist on taking the goal kicks. Quite often, Maguire will take it and give it to Onana for the goal kick. As soon as that happens, I want to see Ward-Prowse and Bowen in that 18-yarder. As soon as that goal kick's taken in, I want to go man for man, matching them up man for man and pressing them, because I've seen plenty of teams do it to them this season, and they don't like it. They act like they don't mind it. Onana looks comfortable. He just makes errors. I want us to be high pressing from the off on this game. And if you go a goal up and you want to sit back, fine. But while it's 0-0, I want us pressing high at the pitch. And as soon as, man, you've got a goal kick, I want to see Ward-Prowse and Bowen stood on that 18-yarder, ready to run in as soon as that goal kick's taken short. Because they will always go short. Every single time it's short. We have to take this. And we need to win set pieces today. It's all very well being good at set pieces, but you're only going to get one corner at home to Bournemouth. What's the point?
Yes.
What's the point? It's like buying a chef and not giving him a pan. He's not going to be able to do anything without the tools. You've gone and got what is the best set piece taker in the league. You've got threats at set pieces, whether it's Souček, Aguerd, Zuma. Bowen's decent in the air. Kudus is not bad in the air. You've got a threat from set pieces. We need to have more than one corner. To get that, you need to be up the pitch. You need to be pressing high. Kudus taking long-range efforts. We can win this game. It all comes down, in my opinion, to the manager.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the fact we've now got a chef without a frying pan to go alongside the tennis player without a tennis racket. So there's a theme. There's a theme going on here. We're definitely missing something, which I think is.
Well, we've got a director of football with no signings.
We have that. We have that as well. We've got a bench with no players on it as well.
Got a name in no position.
Yeah, footballer with no games. Yeah, footballer with no ball. That's what he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Could I have a shirt, please? You'll never be needing that.
He must be sitting there though thinking, why am I not at Palace right now? Why have you got rid of the 2 guys you will play? Because let's put it this way, if Fornals or Benrahma was available today, I know Benrahma was suspended, but forget that. If they were still here, they'd be playing.
Benrahma would play today, definitely.
Or Fornals would be playing ahead of Ben Johnson, right?
Yeah.
So we've got rid of the 2 guys that might have played, and the guy that should play still can't get in ahead of Ben Johnson.
It's a matter. Look, I've not had me post transfer rants yet. So, it's a complete and utter mess. I've got to say, I almost don't care who's to blame anymore. It was a complete muck up. It really was, that transfer window. It was a joke, honestly. It was a joke. It was like a cartoon, like Acme. It was like an Acme transfer window. Oh, it was Looney Tunes.
Oh.
It was Acme is a company in Looney. It was a Looney Tunes. It was a cartoon. It was just a Mickey Mouse bloody transfer window. It really was. But yeah, look, I don't know what we're going to do here. I really don't. But I think if we are going to do anything, it would have to be that. And I do believe Moyes will do that. Moyes will play Souček back there because he does. The thing is, Moyes needs a little period where maybe he can't pick Thomas Souček, and far be it from me to wish injury on him or anything like that. But because he's always there and he's always available, he just always seems to play. For this one, I do think I wouldn't be surprised if Souček actually plays quite well in this from a defensive standpoint. If we get to the end of it and he's got lots of blocks, lots of headers, interceptions, clearances, all that stuff, and we're doing the player ratings tomorrow, and we're talking about Thomas Souček and doing the stat attack and counting all these clearances, that wouldn't surprise me. So yes, I think you'll see Ward-Prowse up front, but you're absolutely right. Shots on target, shots on goal. The geezer's been a bit dodgy this season, the goalkeeper, to the times when I've looked at it and wondered if Manchester United felt that perhaps they'd have been better keeping David De Gea. When you've got a dodgy keeper there, you've got to go for him. You really have to go for it. And that's something there's been times we haven't done either Sheffield United, I can't remember, Sheffield United or Bristol. One of them had a dodgy goalkeeper, didn't even test them. Maybe Bristol in the first game. But yeah, it was we're not great at doing that. Today we've got to do it. You can't go to Old Trafford and just not have any shots.
Yeah, I agree with you. Guys, thank you for £2 super chat. But it's nice to see you back, Gonzo.
Thank you, mate. Very kind of you. Thank you.
We'll turn to live chat in just a minute, so get your thoughts in, please. Thank you very much. I don't fear Man U that much, right? I know what Man U fans are saying and stuff, but we played them at the London Stadium, 5 weeks ago? It was the end of December. It wasn't that long ago we played Man U. And I remember going into that game feeling confident. I didn't fear Man U. We were looking good. And the only player that was available then that isn't available now, bar Ben Rama finals, was Paqueta. So we've lost Paqueta. But since then, the games, I know we beat Arsenal, but in 2024, the games have been boring. Brighton, Bournemouth, Bristol City, Sheffield United. It's been boring. And the statistics look good. We're unbeaten, one loss in so many games, and the form guide, we're up there at the top and stuff. But if you want to flip the form guide round, which is we haven't won a game without Lucas Paqueta. Let's flip it around. Let's look at it from a different standpoint. Without him, we've not won. And I don't like being a one-man team. I don't like it. Are we going to miss Paqueta? Of course we are. But you've got to come up with something that says, well, we're just going to play differently. We're going to approach the game differently. Because even having Paqueta today, it's still sort of relying on his brilliance. That's the only thing that changes. The only thing that changes is, I mean, we'd still have the same formation that we've got today. The only difference is get it to Paqueta and something might happen. We don't really have that. Get it to Ben Johnson and something might happen. But you've got to accommodate for the loss of these big players or your best players and stuff and find a way of doing it. And if it's tweaking the system, tweaking the formation, whatever, but you've got to do something. So far, we've got no evidence of it. We've been knocked out of the FA Cup by a championship side, drew with a team that's bottom of the Premier League. Stopped being great. So it's difficult to feel confident for this one. However, the potential is there. The possibility of winning this game is there. It would just take something marvelous from Bowen and or Kudus. It's going to take a big defensive performance, which includes Aguerd not making a mistake and Zuma not getting more injured during the game. And we're going to need something from the manager, and I'm hoping that is Ward-Prowse is almost a second striker today, and he's up there alongside Bowen. Because I've seen us press high and press well this season. I'm not going to pretend I've only seen us do low block. There's been plenty of games where Ward-Prowse is right up beside Jared Bowen, snapping at the heels of defenders, and we're initiating high press. I want to see that. I want to see that energy today because we can get something, but it's difficult to
lack of energy can't be an excuse today, Geo. We've had a nice little break. And lack of energy cannot be an excuse for that at all. It's really, really important that that's the case. I feel that. You can't have it both ways. You cannot moan about fixture congestion. Then when you don't have fixture congestion, not come out the blocks really, really quick and fit and fire. And that's incredibly important.
Yeah. Right, then let's turn to the live chat and get your opinions. But before we do that, Gonzo's going to disappear. Before, what are you feeling? What's your score prediction?
Well, I just the chat's going very quick, which is brilliant because we've got so many people watching, which we really appreciate. Stick a thumbs up and a little cheeky subscribe if you wouldn't mind. That's very nice. Thank you very much. While you're watching, and somebody said that Sky are reporting that it's 3 at the back, and I mean that would be interesting as well.
Yeah, but the problem is, right? I've seen BT Sports last season before European games report like stupid things like Soufal's right wing and Ward-Prowse's centre back. You know, like. This is where fans know more than researchers and the graphics guy at Sky Sports. We do know more. And now it could be that X is wrong and it is 3 at the back. However, I trust X more than I trust Sky Sports when it comes to sort of team news. I do.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, I don't pay any attention to generic football stuff. Like, I love the One Football app. They don't sponsor us. I love One Football. Use it. But I tell you what I won't do is click on there and go by what they think the information is. I'll read the starting 11 and make up my own mind as to what it is. Not just West Ham, other teams as well. That's why when we play the European games and we use these apps and we're playing a team I don't know any players of, I don't say what the formation is because I don't know. They're telling me it's 4-2-3-1. Like a trust starter who's playing right, whatever. But anyway, there's my rant.
Yeah, look, Look, we can get a win today. We absolutely can. We really can. But if we do, it's going to be back to the wall stuff. And listen, you said it in the breakfast show this morning. Moyes has never won an away game at Old Trafford as a football manager
in the Premier League.
In the Premier League, okay. What he did it with Preston, did he? Is that what the stat?
No, I think we won there in the cup, didn't we?
Oh, sorry, that's what you're saying. Sorry, yes, okay. Yeah. It's a Premier League game. So yeah, it's hard to think. So you may well find that is a bit of a brick wall with Johnson and Emerson down there. Kudus always gets back and defends with Soufal there. And we've got Alvarez and Suchet. It may be a brick wall. Look, if he can keep that tight for 60 minutes, we can win the game. I'm not confident. I'm not confident, no. I suspect I'm gonna sit on the fence. I'm gonna totally bottle it actually and go with a 1-1 draw.
Would you take that?
I'd rather not. No, I wouldn't actually. I wouldn't take it. We need to win.
Yeah. Good man. Right, well, Gonzo, thank you very much. He's off ski. He's got to go. You're stuck with me until Charlie comes along. And I just want to say a quick thank you to Gary. Another Gary. We had Gaz, now we've got Gary. So I have no idea what formation he's going to play today. Thanks for the £5 super chat, Gary. It's reported by X, and I heard this prior to X. Then I'm trying to say it was just a rumour. But I believe it's a back four. Emerson, Aguerd, Zuma, Soufal, left to right in that order. And then I'm hoping it'll be Souček and Alvarez in midfield with James Ward-Prowse number 10, Kudus on the right, Ben Johnson on the left, and Jabbo not fan. Now, I know Ben Johnson on the left sounds wild, but what I will say is that he's looked all right recently. He's been our best centre midfielder in the last 2 games against Sheffield United and Bournemouth. Ben Johnson being the better centre midfielder. He's got a bit of energy about him, and he's been dribbling with the ball. He's been running with it, and I still don't want to see him left wing. I think Cornet must be wondering what on earth is happening, but Ben Johnson will have not necessarily speed, but he's direct. The last 2 games we've seen it. He's come on, he's willing to drive with the ball, and not all of our players do that. So I don't know. This could be a masterclass, or it could be an absolute shambles. And I know Hammer Down Under saying it's a back 5. It might be that X is wrong, and when I seen the starting 11, I suspected it would be Ben Johnson at centre back with Soufal as right wing back. That's why it's typed out like that on the screen. By the way, I typed out before we went live, and I typed out as Ben Johnson as a right wing back. At centre back and Soufal's right wing back. So we'll have to wait and see. Either X will be proven correct or not. We'll have to wait and see. Right then. Fortune says another rubbish game on the way. No possession, no threat, no hope. I'm just waiting for the Arsenal-Liverpool game for my weekend entertainment. I do think that's sad. I hate it when people feel like, and by the way, I get it. I'm not saying you're ridiculous for feeling that. I just don't like it when fans have that just no hope in them before the ball's even kicked. Like I said, I completely understand, but I think hope's almost like an important thing. Stephen says back 7. Patam says we all agree it should be Cornet. However, Swindon thinks it's Johnson left back and Emerson left wing with Ward-Prowse in the number 10 role. Harry said we've had chances to put the Frighteners on Tottenham but blue against Blades and Bournemouth. Don't like Johnson in there at Old Trafford, but knowing us, we'll go there, get a win, I hope. If we win today, we'll go 5 behind Spurs, but obviously if we lose, Man U leapfrog us. We're only a point ahead of Brighton going into next weekend, and we've also got Arsenal, so it can be a bit of a... It's getting close in there. Dean says, generally think Ben Johnson playing midfield is solid, but I can't see him out on the left. But at this minute in time, anything could happen with David Moyes. Brian's hoping Emerson is the one out on the left-hand side. Doug said, I don't understand why Johnson would be left wing and not Emerson. Get that 2 players out of position, but it makes sense. I would argue Johnson left back is sort of in position. I don't think he has one, does he? Tam said Johnson's been brilliant recently. He deserves a game. Will help us get his contract over the line too. And let's not forget he's homegrown with our academy. I can't really disagree with anything Tam just said there. That's why I think he should be right back and Soufal should be parked on the bench. Johnny said Alvarez will be booked within 5 minutes when McTominay falls over. Robert says if we lose against Man Utd and Arsenal, then new contract will be shelved. Surely, maybe that's why Moyes is trying to rush it up a little bit. Marky says today is the start of the reality check. Hammer99 says if we don't know what that is, Ten Hag won't either. So hopefully, given we've shuffling to, I don't think he's arsed. To be fair, I don't think Ten Hag will be bothered with what we're doing. If we're playing back 4, back 5, Johnson's centre mid, left wing. I don't think he cares. Sonny, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Says Ben Johnson is man of match. We're going to get a big Ben Johnson fan on in just a second. Mancunian says, why on earth are we not in the market for a reliable centre-back? Bona and Zuma look like Mike Tyson's final few fights, and the other two are basic mistakes waiting to happen. Robert says, forget about us getting a result. We'll get slaughtered by surrendering the ball as usual. But that's when we're good, though. We're good at surrendering the ball and can play counter-attacking football. We're all right at it. Right, time to get on. Bevo, how's it going?
Ballet, Baymar masterclass incoming to you.
Jeppy, Mbappe, Jabappe, Ben Jabappe.
Mbappe. Oh God, it's going to be big, innit? I can't believe it. I'm looking at the lineup now, and I still can't believe it. As I was in the background before I heard you say, like, what people have been saying and what X has been saying, I was like, back five. Okay, sure, I guess. I'm not really for it, but whatever. And then you said there's been some rumours of Ben Johnson, left wing, and I'm like,
yeah,
nah, rumours are rumours, whatever, we move. And then you went, X has said Ben Johnson, left wing. Now we're talking. We're talking. Oh my God, what a time to be alive.
Paddy Power, Ben Johnson is 20-1 to have 2 shots on target. I'm having that just in case he is actually left wing. Ben Johnson cutting in on his right foot and letting rip from distance at Onana. I'm here for it. Just
if he's left wing, it will happen at some point. Probably he's not averse to shoot shots. We've seen
the thing is, right, Charlie. It's like the club in the last, like, I'm just checking Sky bets. 2 shots on target for Ben Johnson on Sky is 40-1. Oh, I'm getting on that.
Listen, there's probably some easy wins there, if we're being honest about it.
Yeah, he's probably not. Watch him not be on the left wing. But I tell you what, if you can get 40-1 on a left winger to have 2 shots on target, you're all over it. That I'm trusting X here, and the rumours that was before the game. I'm on it. Anyway,
here's the thing. I'm happy with the lineup ish. I personally would have. I think it's obvious everyone would have played Cornet. I would have done it like we said in the thing. I'm still strong with what I said during the preview, where I would have put Phillips in instead of Souček. I love Souček, but in order to accommodate having an actual left wing, I would have taken him out and played a more traditional looking 4-2-3-1. But listen, I'm sad if he's put Bele there, then we're good to go. Is it the right decision? Probably not. I'll be honest with you, probably not. But at this point, you take the vibes where you can get them, and I'm taking that vibe. I'm taking that vibe, even if the live chat does disagree with the poll.
Yeah,
can't lie.
But what I was going to say, right, on Thursday night, we drew with Bournemouth. Banter begun, frustrations begun, but a bit of banter, right, about how crap we were. Transfer deadline came along, and we signed nobody. Banter increased. And then they signed Ben Ram and Pablo Finalston come out. Banter, the whole West Ham's circus is through the roof. And then it got rectified, right? Which was, let's just blame the admin. And it goes done. FIFA believed it and said, yeah, fine, whatever. Today we're watching Ben Johnson left wing at Old Trafford. Honestly, I think the club have just gone, like, what can we do that's, like, funny? What can we do that just outdoes what we've just done?
Well, so, he made his debut at left back against Man City. Why not?
Moyes is on Sky, and Ben Johnson's playing well and is flexible. That is confirming his left wing. That is confirming Ben Johnson's left wing.
Listen, he made his debut against City at left back. Did well. What we saying? Just one step forward. You know, what's the difference? What's the difference?
I can't wait for Ben Johnson to score. We win 1-0. And then for him to walk into David Sullivan's office tomorrow and be like, I have 80 grand a week, please. I'm now a left winger. Left wingers get paid more. I was backup right back. I am now first choice left winger. My demands have doubled. This is just brilliant.
Do you know what? If I was to take the banter out of it for a split second, right? Genuinely, Ben Johnson probably does a better job at being Paquetá than Cornet does. And that's not a diss on Cornet. It's just Cornet wants to play in the last man, wants to run in behind. That's the exact opposite of what Paquetá does. Ben Johnson has shown in the last couple of games where he's played, he's willing to get involved, start little link-up plays and try to make some runs out of the back. So he probably does a slightly better job at it than that. Now, that's all I can... That's the only piece of logic I can find in my brain for what is complete insanity. And I'm here for it. I for one, I'm here for it. You know, someone on Hamalytics on the Patreon was saying, yeah, it
would be Jazan, which is an unfortunate surname, but
sure. Or you replace all of the Z's with B's, so Benedine Biban.
Yeah, something like that.
On the what do you call it? On Hamalytics, we were talking about it. Someone suggested, it's M. Collingwood. M. Collingwood suggested putting Thomas Souček on the left. And I started going on about prime Mario Mandzukic, where he went from being a big number 9 striker to playing on the left. This is somehow more banter than that. I love it.
Can I just click on? I've lost it. Where was it? Marky Boy's comment. Oh yeah, everyone expecting to be Johnson, be Messi. Nobody's expecting Johnson to be Messi. Marky. Nobody's. I've seen very few people suggest that this is a good idea. A bit like what Chippy said, he's there to fulfill the Fornals role, to let Emerson go by him. Nobody's expecting Ben Johnson to be man of match. I've done a bet on Ben Johnson to have shots on target. I expect the bet to lose, Marky. But either we can sit here angry for the next half hour, which it might not even happen. Johnson might be right centre back, right? Yeah. Or we can just try and have a little bit of a laugh and then get angry when kickoff happens and then get annoyed about it. You know, we've got to... I always find in the past, I've always found West Ham fans capable of having a laugh and a bit of banter, and usually it's at our own failings.
Yeah.
And that's something I don't ever want to lose. I don't ever want to lose it. We'll be serious when you need to be, but I think there's sometimes you just got to allow yourself just to have a little bit of a laugh. And I think we're doing that with Ben Johnson left. We can sit here and rant for an hour about Ben Johnson playing left wing when you might not even be doing that, but or we can choose to have a giggle. Thank you to Dave for the $9.99 super chat. If you put something in like a sticker, that apologies, Dave. We can't see it using software. Charlie will be able to in a bit, maybe with his fancy one. But yeah, so we just like a giggle, like Chippy saying. We've got a laugh or we'll cry. Yeah. Stephen's given Johnson a 10 already in his player ratings.
Love that. It was Dave's first ever super chat for us, I think. So
yeah, I mean, the thing is, Michael, if it works, it will almost be a bit of a master stroke, and I know Moyes will sit there and take it as one. And Ironix, I just assume everybody does. I assume everybody gets penalty, even if I think we're going to lose 2-1. My prediction is still 2-1 Man United, but I hope we win. I'll be delighted if we win, but I just assume everyone that predicts us to lose or they're unhappy with the lineup, they're still behind the team. I just assume it. I remember I did a tweet once about Felipe Anderson, basically saying he was crap, and someone said, "Oh, how about you support him?" It's like I do. When I go to the game, I don't read out my tweet. Oi, Felipe Anderson 8. Dog shit, won't take your man on, pussy hole. I don't read it out. I say, come on, Felipe, get on him, take him on, I'll skin him, I'll support him for 90 minutes. Yeah. I complain. But
yeah, before and after you were ruthless, but during those 90 minutes, I would never hear you.
Come on, Felipe, get going. Go on, Felipe, you can do it. Even if I didn't believe it, I still said it.
You know what it's like. There's set phrases, and if you don't say set phrases, then people just jump to the conclusion.
I encourage people to do stuff, even though I don't think they can do it. It's like Gonzo, come on, Gonzo, ignore the trolls. You can do it. I know he can't. I'm still going to encourage him.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's like Charlie, come on, you can do it. You can go get a haircut. I know you're not going to do it.
Never going to do it. Never ever going to happen. Ever.
It's like if you said to me, "Come on, Geo, you can hear correctly." You know I'm never going to do it. You can try. Give me.
I had this thought, by the way, not about the hearing. I had this thought, by the way. Yeah, not about that. Last night, right? Last night I was talking to my girlfriend about how long Hammer's Chat's been going. It's been about 8.5 years at this point.
2000 later on in 2015. So yeah,
I haven't had a haircut for it'll be 4 years this year of that.
Jesus, Charlie,
isn't that insane?
Okay, we win the Europa League. We shave it off.
No,
we win the Europa League, not finalists.
Here's the thing. I will say I know for a fact I can say yes and be completely safe. Well, not for a fact because it might happen. But no, I'm not taking that risk.
Why?
I'm not taking. I'm not a risk I'm willing to take. Because in the event it happens, I'm gonna have to sit here and shave my head, or have my hair shaved and come on a thing with my bloody weird. My cranium is a weird shape, Geo. It's a very weird shape.
I've got a double. What's it called? Crown. I've got a double crown.
Oh yeah. I don't know why mine's.
I have to go. My lunch is ready. I need to go. It was ready 9 minutes ago, so I'm in trouble. But I'm going to say 2-1 Man U, unfortunately, Charlie. And everyone at home, please subscribe to you, drop a like on it, and download Match Bingo and sign up, please. You have a channel out. Charlie, I'll see you at halftime.
All right, shall see you then, sir. Thank you, Gio. Thank you to Gonzo, wherever you may be. And thank you to all of you for joining. I hope you're all well. I hope you're good. If you subscribed, you will be up in the top corner in a second. I just haven't had time to actually sit down and do it. But let's go through those starting lineups just in case you haven't already. Listen, no, but I'm very excited about this. So let's go through it. Just in case you haven't looked at it, just in case you haven't seen it, just in case you're looking at it and being like, wow. Maz, I'll be honest with you. You're not wrong, my friend. You aren't wrong. But at the same time, I'm not doing it. I don't need it to be worse. You know what I mean? Just because something's already bad, you don't compound it with worse things. Do you know what I mean? I would be in big trouble. I'd be in big trouble. You know? My girlfriend plays the rent. Right, okay. Let's go to where's the button I need? Is it this one? Let's just hope for the best. Why not? Let's just hope for the best. What's the worst that can happen? So, the starting lineups. West Ham lineup as such. Oh, yes. Areola starts in goal. And they clearly, the West Ham media team had no clue what was going on either. So, this is where we're at. We have a Sufal, Johnson, Zuma, Aged, and Emerson as registered defenders. Now, whether that's a 5 or a 4, don't know yet. Because there's a couple of options it could be. We then have Alvarez, Souček, and Ward-Prowse. We then have Kudus and Bowen. So, the rumour is that it will be a 4-2-3-1, normal all across the park with Ben Johnson at left wing. That being Areola, Sufal, Zuma, Aged, Emerson, Alvarez, Souček, Johnson, Ward-Prowse, Kudus, Bowen. Or maybe Souček and Ward-Prowse switched, right? It could also be a 4 at the back with Johnson in central midfield as an 8 type thing with James Ward-Prowse on the left. Even though I don't think David Moyes would do that twice in a row because it went so badly, all bets are often what he does. So it could be that. It could also obviously be a 5 at the back with Sufal at right wing back. It could be a 5 at the back with Ben Johnson at right wing back. It could be a diamond midfield with Ben Johnson in midfield and James Ward-Prowse in the sort of 10 position like we saw in the second half of the last game. It could be anything at this point. The rumours are, and X is reporting, that it will be Bele, Beymar, John Aldinho at the left wing position, Bieri, Johnry, Genry. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Manchester United lineup as such though. Onana, where are we at? Why is there numerical order? Onana, Dallo, Maguire, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Mainu, Fernandes, Garnacho, Rashford, Højlund. Much more easy to understand, much more easy to predict on that one. And then their subs bench, being there, Lindelof, Varane, McTominay, Amrabat, Eriksson, Forson, Anthony, and Diallo. So those are the 2 lineups. We'll have to wait and see what actually happens because Jesus, I have no idea. I have got the foggiest. I'm still going to stick by my prediction of 1-0. It's just as unlikely now as it was when I said it on the build-up show. We'll get deep into score predictions in about 10 minutes time. We'll lock those in. But before then, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you of a West Ham result today? Thank you very much, Just the Yank. Massively appreciate it with the $4.99. 2-1 to Manchester United. Unfortunately, we have won the last 2 games with them, but no Lucas and this lineup. I'm lacking in confidence win today. Yeah, I agree with you. Your name will be in the corner in a second, but I agree with you. I think without Lucas Paquetá, it becomes a very, very different conversation, a very difficult conversation to have, if we're being honest. And I think that's the big deepness of it all. That's the big deepness of it all. I love it. I absolutely adore it, but I can't, can't take shots at that. Yeah, I feel like let's look at some of these confidence levels, starting with minus pi as per usual from HDU. Good to see. Yeah, I feel like without Paquetá, it is difficult to be confident. My 1-0 prediction, I think, was more out of sleep deprivation, but I'm just gonna stick to it. Once you say something, stay with it, right? And it's an impossible task, and you see that today, right? Today is a great example of it. We're in a situation where we don't have him available, and so what we're gonna do? Well, we play the exact same formation that works, and then just shove someone in that position. And that's kind of what it looks like we're going to do. And I think this, more than the last formation, will work better if we have done that, even if Ben Johnson is so hilariously out of position at left wing, just because the rest of the team, if 10 players are in the proper good positions that we know they're good at, which God help us if Thomas Souček is in the 10 and James Ward-Prowse is deeper, but I do think it will be the other way around. If that is the case, then at least we're a lot more functional than we would have been otherwise, where we played James Ward-Prowse on the wing and Thomas Souček in the 10. Hey, I'm feeling wild. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. But then when I scroll down here and I look at the confidence levels, I can't exactly disagree. And I think when I say my 1-0, that's more out of blind optimistic hope than it is out of reality. I think the reality of the situation is we'll be lucky to score, and I think they're significantly more likely to score. I think if I was to make an actual score prediction, I would probably say, if I was to reassess that and think about it, my head is saying 1-0 Manchester United, maybe 2. But I'm sticking with my 1-0. And I do think we have it in us, because they will come, if they do come onto us and they do try to play with more possession like they did last time. I think I looked it up the other day. I think they had 65% possession the first time we faced them this season, right? And if they do that again, then we always have a chance. We always have a chance with Kudus and Bone on the counter-attack, because we are so good at it and they are so good at it. But just without Paquetá, we are a significantly different side. JC Florida with the $2. Thank you very much, my friend. I got a 3-1 West Ham win. Bernardinho with a hat-trick. Come on. JC knows. But looking at these confidence levels, they are on the lower side. Makes perfect sense, right? Tony's saying 3, Rick's saying 5, Ben's going with a 9, 7-ish, 0. There are some high ones, but there are also some very low ones as well. And I think it probably averages out. It averages out to the lower side, I would suspect. But that's not necessarily unfair. I mean, John's saying here, for example, Man United are nothing but a brand name. I don't disagree with you. I feel like as I could have said this exact copy and paste thing across the last couple of seasons with Manchester United. There are things there I like. They just have to figure out how to build around that. And it's another situation again. It's another situation like that again with Manchester United. Lee saying Manchester United rubbish. I fancy our chances a solid 7. Where else are we at? 1, if I'm honest. 5, who knows who shows up. Logan, sir, good to see you. How are you, my friend? 7 for no logical reason. You love to see it. That's the kind of, it is illogical, and I'm totally here for it. I'm admitting my love and excitement to the Bele at left wing and saying 1-0 to West Ham is illogical. And I'm fine with that. Someone in the chat earlier said Charlie is easily pleased. Yeah, man. Why not? It's just get the enjoyment while we can, because we're about to watch 90 minutes of very, very boring football. So let's get the enjoyment now. Let's vibe our lives, and then take what we can get. Why not? Well, West Ham needed the Benny Hill music. You're not wrong. Let's go. Let's move on to Sub Bingo, shall we? Sub Bingo is the game where we predict when David Moyes will make his first substitute. You don't have to say the player, although I will have them running across the bottom of your screen right now, just in case you wanted to use that. I will say 69 as per usual. And I'm going to say Phillips. I think I'm surprised he's come back out the side. I will say that, because I think even if he was rusty, you only get him out of rusty by playing more. And I think you would put in, I just don't know who you take off for him. It would probably be Johnson. Annoyingly, it would probably be Johnson. So I'll say Johnson for Phillips. Although I think his versatility means keeping him on for longer is more important. But I'll say Johnson for Phillips 69. That's what I'm going to say. Not going to be happy about it. But that's where we're going to be at. Major says, I like the fact that there are a load of middle-aged glory hunter Man United fans that feel how we felt all our lives. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I have some friends who are Manchester United fans, and they aren't the happiest bunch at the moment. I will say that. I will say that. If I just do this a little bit. Yes, a little bit better. Sullivan is the constant. Same thing in Jan with Fat Sam. Moyes wasn't here then. Yeah, I mean, look, Sullivan. I mean, our January transfer windows, when we have an opportunity like we do this window, whenever we're in a good position, and if we get a few players, we could potentially really push and have an incredible season. It's very unlikely we do anything. They only tend to spring into action when we're in deep trouble. You know, that's just the way we are. It's very frustrating to watch, if we're being honest, because it means we have an annoying situation like this, right? Sell Benny and Fornals, don't use Cornet. It's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do in that scenario? Mark is saying Man United aren't what they were, but let's be honest, we can't beat Bournemouth 3-0 United. I don't, and that's like I say, I might have endless optimism, right? I might be like stupidly optimistic, my liege. I might be stupidly optimistic and like I'm being a bit of an idiot with the Ben Johnson stuff and all that, right? I understand that. And when I say 1-0, that is definitely somewhat of like blissful ignorance, optimistic Charlie coming through, right? I can't complain about people being negative about it. I do feel like there is a very slim chance of us getting a result here. We beat Manchester United earlier in the year, so when people say we'll never do it against Manchester United, that I obviously disagree with, because we literally have this season we've done it. We beat Manchester United 2-0 earlier in the season. But realistically, without Paquetá, it's such a difficult thing to do. And we've come up with a solution today. We'll have to see if it works. I'm not convinced it will, but we'll have to see if it works. If it is 5 at the back, having Emerson giving a little bit more license to go forward is probably a strong, good thing. With Aged behind him, who should be able to cover slightly better than Zuma would cover at left centre back, for example. Because Emerson becomes hugely key, and without Paquetá, Emerson becomes slightly less impactful and stuff like that. So it's all a case of trying to figure out how to do it, because we aren't a one-man team. I disagree when people say stuff like that, but he is so key to everything we do, because he's just that good. And there isn't a team in the world there isn't a good team in the world that you take out their best player and they don't drop some form of levels. You know, look at Manchester City, you take out Kevin De Bruyne, they're not the same sort of side, right? So it becomes a very, very difficult thing to figure out, and in that sense, I don't exactly like, I can't say to people who are like feeling like it's going to be a bad game, go, what are you talking about? It's going to be a great game, let's go, because you know, the evidence is the evidence, right? 87th minute, Cornet, says Jake. 98th minute, Cornet. Ings, 85th minute. These are all very, very classics. HDU there. Mojo Hammer, Cornet, 104th minute. Sean saying 90th minute. Phillips will be savallating. Phillips will be up for the idea of having a go at Manchester United, says Evan. 69th minute, says Jamie. Nice. Ings, 115th. Stephen, 78. Ings. Ariola, 10 out of 10 performance gets us a point. Listen, Tom, would not complain whatsoever. Scott, 86 minutes. Oggy on for Kudus. For 34 minutes, says Andy. For Phillips, which is stress, because that means probably some sort of injury. We want to avoid it. Or maybe Moyes just, hey, maybe we go positive and we say, Moyes has figured out tactically it's not gone wrong. Let's get Phillips in there and figure something out. I choose to be positive about this, Andy. But Mike does also say 34 minutes and injury. So, you know, maybe not. 100 minutes. Phillips, 72 minutes. Phillips to protect Manchester United 1-0 lead. Let me just change that while I remember. Cornet, 75th minute. 69 minutes, as always. Nice. I am, of course, in watching on the NIITS today, because Sky Sports, isn't it? Let's try and scroll through. Yeah, I mean, again, I think the late subs aren't exactly inaccurate. I think he will make one before then, but like, for example, who was it who said Cornet? Wait, I'm trying to scroll up to find it. Cornet late in the game, you know, 98th minute Cornet. It's quite realistic. If the game goes that late, he probably will come on about that sort of time, right? Probably will come on about that sort of time. But, you know, Artel, good to see you. Good to see you. But we don't know. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to be waiting to see when he comes back. It's going to be huge, isn't it? It's going to be absolutely massive. Bevo, 55th minute, me just sprinting on. It is Manchester. I've been there before. I know the way to the stadium. Haven't been there for a game, just been there for work purposes. So I do know the way to the game. So it's not out of the question, but I do need to get a shift on. I can show you starting 11, Rob, my friend. Where is it? Let's click on that one. There's both the starting 11s running across the bottom of your screen now. And with just under 5 minutes till kickoff, let's get those score predictions in. We've spoken about both sides. We've spoken about the subs. We've spoken about different permutations of what the formation could be. We've spoken about how unlikely it is for us to do anything when Paquetá isn't here. I'm sticking true with my 1-0 win. Screw it. What's the worst that can happen? Who cares? Let's go 1-0. Let's vibe it. But it's time to lock them in. No more sitting on the fence. No more flipping. No more flopping. Flip those bad boys into the chat and we will lock them in. Lock them in. And while you're down there, if you can, while you're commenting that, please like the video. It helps us out massively. Subscribe if you haven't already. Download the Match Bingo app, which is, of course, in the link in the description. They are sponsoring every single watch-along and build-up show for the rest of the season. You get your little... It's a bingo, right, for football. So you have a... There you go. You have something that looks like this. It's a bit awkward to do. But, for example, on here, you'll have things that Manchester United could do, things that both teams could do, and things that West Ham could do. So, from the West Ham side, for example, it's caught offside is one of them. If caught offside, then that gets ticked off. And then you have 1 row, 2 rows, full house. First person to claim them gets money. 1 row, you get £25. 2 rows, you get 50. And if you get a full house, there's £100 on offer. There was £25 and £50 won in the last match. Let's see who wins this one. I'm feeling a little bit lucky. There's a couple here that seem like they might be likely to happen. I can't lie to you. Right-footed goal awarded for us feels unlikely to me. But goal kick taken is a certainty. Caught offside. Cornet, get him on earlier. That will definitely happen. First sub made. He will make 1 sub. We'll get that at least. Free kick taken is a very likely. It's very likely if Kudus on the pitch, for example, he's going to be winning those sort of things. Attempted save is going to happen. I feel like there's a likelihood here. There's a likelihood we could be on for a winner today. I can't lie. Match bingo. It combines football with bingo. It is obviously betting, so only 18s can do it because money is involved. However, you're only allowed to buy £2 cards, so you're limited to it because it's not like a traditional betting app where it's all about just bet as much as you possibly can. Match bingo. Link in the description below. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions as we get through. It is, of course, watching today on the NIITS because it is on Sky Sports, which means I will be behind you. However, there is a timer in this top corner as well, which will say exactly how far behind you I will be. Hopefully not too far. I'm not bad. Woke up a little bit late, very hungry, haven't had the chance to eat yet, but I'm not bad. Hope you're well, Alex, bro. 1-0 to Manchester United says AS. 1-0 Manchester United. 3-0 2-0 3-1 says Dave. 2-2 2-2 2-1 3-1 3-0 3-0 4-1 2-2 5-0 4-0. By the way, Dean, if your aerial for the NIITS works, feel free to let me know how at the end, because I'm yeah. 4-0. Got a cheeky 2-1 West Ham win, says Jeff. Come on, Jeff. Come on. Love it. Get on board with my delusion trains. Come on, Jean-Claude is saying 3-0 to them. Oh, I thought it was maybe good to us, Jean-Claude. 3-2 says James. Solid 2-1 to West Ham, says Spamalot. 2-1 to West Ham, says XRC. 2-0 lost. 4-1 to them. 2-0 Manchester United, says Major. 2-0 3-0 40 or 4-0 probably. 1 goal either way, says Dave. You gotta respect it. 3-1 3-1 1-0 2-0 2-1 71-70. Unprecedented scenes. The inspirational ballet, bringing out the best in everyone. 3-2 says Logan. 2-1 3-0 3-1 5-4 3-1 or 4-1 3-1 2-1 3-2 4-0. There's quite a lot. Do you know what? There's quite a spread. It is obviously more leaning towards the man. Yes. Love that, but also accurate in the defending sense. There's obviously quite a large spread, obviously leaning towards the Manchester United wins, but there are some optimistic people like Toby, like Henners, Dazzler's coming through with some optimism, but you can't exactly blame it for not happening. We are under a minute away from kickoff. Like I say, I'll be watching on the NIITS. I am in North Idaho today because you know it's on Sky Sports, and I just don't have Sky Sports. So I will be slightly behind you. There goes my speaker. But we'll see how it ends up going. It's Manchester United versus West Ham United in the Premier League. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, there are definitely ways you could do it. If you scroll down to the link in the description below, there's a bit. Where's the button? I'm looking. Do you know what? I'm looking on completely the wrong system. That's why the button's not there. It's not that button either. Where's the button? There it is. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, there are ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called join our Discord. Lots of lovely Hammers chat. West Ham United people, fans of all clubs are of course welcome. However, if you scroll down on the left hand side, there's a bit there called stream links in which you'll find what you are looking for. Kickoff will be happening in a second IRL. If it hasn't already, I'm still looking for the vibe. Hopefully it won't be too long until it happens. You have to give me a couple of seconds though. Okay, I've got something at least. Let me turn off my Spotify as well. There we go. So like I say, I will be behind you. The teams are being read out on my screen now. I will be behind you, but I'll let you know exactly how far behind with, of course, Pow. Is it Hoyland's 21st birthday? Isn't that stress? Going through, just having a look if we can find any. Use iScore bet. I don't know what Geo uses, if I'm being honest. I've got no idea. Geo uses all the bets. And it's you keep up with stuff. I use SofaScore, like with stats and that during the game. SofaScore, sometimes who scored as well. Come on. I tell you what, we'll deploy the boys. Come on, you irons. It's time to run two things. Hopefully at some point I can actually see it. But let's go. West Ham versus Manchester United. We move, ladies and gentlemen. We move. We vibe. We win. He said, lying to himself more than anyone else. Okay, that'll do. It will have to. It's going to be a tight one. Today. Like I say, I can't exactly complain about people being negative about the game. I can't exactly I can't exactly say to people, well, come on, we've got something here. I do think there is definitely a way to win this game. I do think there is something in it for us. But I can't exactly sit here and act like it's going to be an easy game. I can't exactly sit here and act like they're being unrealistic or whatever. There is the kickoff for me. That's horrendously behind, but we'll it will just be what it is for a while, and we'll see how it goes. Come on, you guys, deploy the boys. Time to run two things, all that good stuff. But yeah, I feel like realistically, I can't exactly belittle people who feel that way. It is the way it is. The stress is the stress. We'll just have to hope and see how it goes. Okay, this is just slightly behind. We'll do 39 and then we'll just press play when it gets there. Right, let's figure it out. Where are people playing? Kudus looks like he's on the left wing. So Ben Johnson, Bele taking on Bruno Fernandes like he's not even there, mugging him off. Yeah, got Bruno in the bin with you. Come on, Bele. Lovely stuff from Ben Johnson. Picks up the ball, twines up Bruno Fernandes, takes it past it once, takes it past him a second time. But yeah, it does look like Ben Johnson's going to be on the right wing or at right wing back, although he seems further forward than right wing back. So I think it is a 4-2-3-1 with I think it is a 4-2-3-1 with Johnson right wing. I believe. Because Kudus looks like he's wide on the left hand side. But Jared Bowen looks like he's up front with James Ward-Prowse in that sort of 10 position just behind. So I think that's how it's. I think that's how it looks now. I believe that's where we're at. I think we're in a situation where we're playing a 4-2-3-1. Sufal, Zuma, Aged, Emerson, a double pivot of Souček and Alvarez, Ben Johnson at right wing, Kudus at left wing, James Ward-Prowse in the 10, and Jared Bowen up front. Do you know what? I'm not against it. Like I say, I think I would have preferred Kudus playing on the right, but I'm not against it. Oh, Aged. Do you know what? Aged, that was a pretty nice ball. It just didn't work out, but it was a nice idea. Johnson out on the right. So it's no longer Mbappe or Mbappe. It's Jonaldo, Bonaldo. Big ball across to Rashford is nice. Tries to lay it on to Bruno Fernandes. Zuma comes across and covers. I do feel better about him playing right centre back. I wouldn't have started him today. I would have started Mavropanos, but I would have felt better about that nice interception from Ben Johnson. Should have won a foul there potentially, but I don't know. Maybe we're seeing the emergence. You know how Gareth Bale was a left back? And then emerged into this world-class left winger 10 madman. You know, just power, pace, ability, shooting. Are we seeing the start of that with Ben Johnson? Is that what we're seeing? I can't think of a single right winger. Bobbin. There you go. It's Bobbin. We're seeing more of a Bobbin. Yeah, I'm obviously slightly behind a lot of you lot, but yeah, it will be what it is. So I should. Yeah, there you go. M. Collingwood had the same offence. Ben John N. It's going to be a difficult one. That's not a bad ball. There's a bad ball, and it was way over the top of everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this in the order we're actually playing. Right? So, Emerson. There you go. That's the way that looks. I also need to update and put the super chatters in the top corner. West Ham are pressing at the moment from the front line. Manchester United passing around fairly calmly at the back, but there's never no pressure on them right now, which is nice. We're very high up. We're very forward thinking right now. The longer this takes, of course, we will drop off expectedly. And Jared Bowen maybe just a little bit more stretched than he would have wanted to be there. Has to step off the press, and we're still covering lines, but Manchester United, as they sort of calmly pass it around at the back amongst themselves. That's a great pass from Maguire, to be fair. Fernandes is cut out by it. So foul. It's going to be a throw in to Manchester United. So this is going to take me a couple of seconds. Sorry for the loud clicky typing. Dave Buckle is an unreal YouTube name, by the way. I don't know why I love it so much. Dave Buckle. It just flows off the tongue nicely. Not a bad ball forwards. Cut out. Easily saved from Areola. Ball balloons into the air and he just easily collects it. Kudus gets the ball quickly. Again, it's because he's on the left. It's a little bit awkward movement. He wasn't able to get control of the ball. It encourages not like his inside half turning. He has to sort of control it in a different way because he's playing on the wrong side, which is why I would prefer him on the other side. But look, if you get a slightly diminished Kudus but a much improved Johnson because he's playing on the right side as opposed to the left, maybe it's worth it. Annoying as that is. There we go. Finally. Done. Thank you very much, Gads, Hammers Gary, Sunnyverse, Dave Buckle, Just the Yank, and JC Florida All of your names are in the top now. Much, 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 much appreciated. Ben Van Johnson. Get it going, why not? Now we're passing it around at the back. Ario looking to get that quick pass out to Emerson. Nice control down. Emerson and Kudus sounds like a vibey front two, right? Or sorry, two on the left. That's not a bad ball to Bowen. He pulls it back across. Emerson couldn't quite get there. It sounds like a vibey two on the left. Like if there's some, if they could form some sort of partnership, it sounds like it could be very scary. Like I say, I really prefer Kudus on the right. We'll have to see how he plays on the left because he can't turn in that same way and really go at it. But hopefully that's just something that will come, you know, once he keeps receives the ball, when he starts receiving the ball a bit more. It was a nice idea. It was a nice idea. And one of the things I like about Emerson is he just does commit. You know, we saw it when he scored, for example. He will commit to those forward runs. And if the ball is sort of around in that area, he will go for it. Which is something like Sufal would never do, for example. Which leaves you a bit like whatever. But listen, I'm here for it, Alex. I'm 100% here for it. You know? The people, they will diss him until the day is done. But I'm saying it. Why not? Why not? What's to stop it from happening? It's interesting. We're playing through all the stages today. As Manchester United build up. I'll tell you what, that's really nicely done there by Kudus. Just gets a foot on it. Souček then cancels it out. Takes it around his man. Nicely, beautifully done from Mohamed Kudus. Starts his run forward. The lofted pass, it was a nice idea, but it was kind of too far for Jared Bowen and not far enough for Ben Johnson, and Manchester United regain possession. Nicely done from Kudus to get involved and get the ball forward. We're sort of playing through all the stages today because we're not afraid to press high. We've done it when the people are in the right position. We have sort of stepped towards them and gone at them a little bit. And then we've sort of had a slightly higher block as well and played a sort of mid to high block as well. We've sort of played through all of the stages, a lot more so than we usually do. Out wide to Garnacho on the right-hand side, tries to cut in on Emerson, beautifully defended. Really nicely, well done. Finds Kudus. Someone goes flying down there. I think it was it MUNWHU? I think it went flying down, who was in the way of Emerson, and Emerson got frustrated. He goes flying down. The referee says nothing to be done. But we stop and then end up going backwards because of it. Could have carried on that run forward. Would have been nice, but still. Sufal gets the ball, controls it, tries to sprint forward, gets closed down, but we win a throw in off the back of it. Yeah, sports personality of the year. Yeah. That's very true. I agree with that so far, Mark. Definitely. First 10 minutes are brighter than they were against Bournemouth. Emerson on the ball. A little bit of confusion between him, James Ward-Prowse and Kudus there, but we come away with it regardless. Alvarez steps a bit further forward than I want him to. Souček plays it out wide to his international teammate. He's got Johnson just ahead of him. I think that's offside. It's pinged across. It's going to be a corner. It wasn't. It wasn't. Pinged across. It's going to be a corner. Bellet wins it. Exactly. Exactly. Corner to West Ham. Ben Johnson to take on this right-hand side. It's going to be an outswinger from James Ward-Prowse, which means it won't be in the exact same position it always in. A good thing. A good thing. The big men are in there. I can see Zuma. There's a Ged and Souček running train. They split with the run, whipped in towards Thomas Souček, gets his head onto it, deflects off. Onana with a great reaction save stops that one from going in. That felt like it was destined to go in. That is beautifully done from Onana. But again, and Souček split the run. Comes in, Souček gets his head onto it. It's a strong connection, but it's not accurate. It ends up deflecting, I think, off Aged. And I tell you what, that is a brilliant save from Onana. That is great reflexes. Just sprung out to the left-hand side, stops it from close range. You'd have to react to that very quickly. Somehow it's a West Ham throw on the left-hand side. I don't know how the hell that's happened. And we've now won a free kick in a fairly deep position. Just checking my match back. We are rocking and we are rolling on the things. We have currently got attempted save from us, a free kick taken from us, and kickoff taken from Manchester United. So all we need right now is a yellow card shown on any minute that ends in 2. So second, 12th, 22nd, 32nd, blah 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 blah. And a left-footed goal awarded for Manchester United. If we get those two, money. James Ward-Prowse to take it. Going to be in swinging, basically on the left-hand touchline, quite far away. It's not bad balling. It was dipping a bit early. Kurt Zouma couldn't quite get anything on it. He was charging for it. And this is a dangerous counter-attacking situation if Manchester United could play out of it. But I tell you what, we've done really well there. They've come away with a free kick, but we swarmed really nicely in what was a terrifying moment, a really, really scary moment from counter-attacking for Manchester United. Garnacho was on the ball and he had the space to turn for just a split second, but he was closed down instantly by James Ward-Prowse. Thomas Tuchel came in from behind and ends up fouling him. But it was really nicely done. And that's why you want James Ward-Prowse in those further forward positions, because that's what he's good at. I tell you what, I don't think that's a foul. I'm not entirely certain that's a foul. I'll be honest with you. I'm not entirely certain that's a foul. But what can you do? I think the referee sees it from a different angle. It's easy to see. From the reverse angle, Thomas Tuchel and Garnacho both jump in on the ball in the exact same way. None of them particularly dangerously. And, Garnacho just goes, as opposed to Thomas Tuchel, who is a man's man, like William Regal in his prime. Just gets up and gets on with it. So Manchester have a foul. Not a fair foul, no foul. Yeah, I agree. But what are you gonna do? Dallo out wide to Casemiro, back to Fernandes. They're just playing it around in the centre here, trying to find their way through the middle. Little 1-2. Højlund out wide to Garnacho. That's a good block from Emerson. Huge shout for handball, but I don't think it was. Whipped in. Deflected header. Jesus Christ, that's scary. It's still bouncing around again. Can't get a good header onto it. Neither can Emerson. Huge head tennis going on. Garnacho can't either. And Thomas Tuchel, thankfully, plays it away strongly. Just to get us out of that pressure a little bit. We take that. Rashford on the ball. Manchester United having a lot of people in that area, but it's absolutely covered in white shirts. I tell you what, Areola, again, there's a little bit of miscommunication. There's something that doesn't really happen with Fabianski. He comes flying out, would have easily collected that ball, but Kurt Zouma, I guess unaware or unsure, just ends up clearing it when it really should have been Areola's, who's down holding his face. A big collision between Areola and Zouma. Rashford trying to power his way through. It was never going to happen. Soufal blocking him off nicely. Yeah, Areola's head just goes straight into the shoulder there of Kurt Zouma. And he was down holding it. He's back up now, thankfully. It's going to be a corner to Manchester United. Look, we stopped it from going any further forward, but it really should have been an easy collection from Areola. I don't know what the call was there, but it should have been. They take a short corner from the left-hand side. Wide to Bruno Fernandes. Oh, and Areola. It's a good save. It's a good save. Shot from range from Bruno Fernandes. Just lines it up. Has time on the ball. Looks up, shapes it, looking for that far corner. And it's a decent save. It's a decent save from Areola. It's moving quickly. It wasn't some super duper unreal shot or a super duper unreal save, but it's well done. It's well done. And it's going to be another corner to Manchester United. As the NIITS just stressing me out. Okay, we're significantly behind where we were, but, for now, we deal with it. Oh, no, this is glitching out again. It's useful. Bruno Fernandes short to Garnacho, just on the outside of the area. Short shot from range, straight into the hands of Areola, thankfully. There we go. It's now in time. I'm going to try and find one that's closer forward. He's playing right wing. But I think he's got a little bit more of the Paquetá sort of freedom that Paquetá gets, whereas Kudus is like, you're on the left, mate. You know what I mean? I think. But that's sort of where we're at. I think we're doing all right. I think we're doing all right. Kings across all the top of everything from Manchester United. I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing okay, the Irons. I'm relatively happy. I'm not like sitting here buzzing or anything, but I think we're doing better than we did against Bournemouth, for example. And in that sense, I can't not be happy. I think we're doing all right. But across, look at the Kudus doesn't quite work out from Ben Johnson. Nicely done. Onana getting control of the ball and just doing it with his feet and an awful pass out. Nice pressure. Yeah, Dorian, I knew it had stopped. I was trying to make it catch up, and then the North Idaho TV network TV service skipped. But we're back in play now. Alvarez out wide to Sufal, is going to play that ball in, or it bounces down to Thomas Souček, who shot just wide. That was almost somehow a goal. I think he said corner. We'll take that. Ball gets played out to Sufal. That's where he's most dangerous. One touch, cross in, bang. It felt like it should have been dealt with a little bit easier. James Ward-Prowse was the one closest to it, and it bounces through to Thomas Souček, who almost shockingly manages to get control of the ball. Hits it. Yeah, there is a deflection off Maguire. I didn't even see that. A deflection off Maguire from the shot. And it's going to be a corner to West Ham. But it is going to be a James Ward-Prowse in-swinger, which means we know what happens. It's going to that front post and nothing will come of it. So I'm just going to drink my drink instead. We know that. That's a fact of life. That's the way these things go. Observe. Oh, he's done it to a different place. And it almost came off. You'll have to see it. Kudus wide, hits it, deflects off. Kudus somehow still has the ball. Tries a turn and wins a free kick. Good work, Mohamed Kudus. He's taken a big knock on the way from Lisandro Martinez. And hopefully he's okay. I think he will be. But I'm going to say it, ladies and gentlemen. James Ward-Prowse territory. James Ward-Prowse territory. My tie is skipping all over the shot. I'm not going to look at the chat for a second because this is as good as a penalty in a way. It's now looping. But this is James Ward-Prowse territory. Don't do this to me. Oh my god, I've got error coded. I'll just let it run. But this is a beautiful position for James Ward-Prowse. Okay, right? It skipped significantly far forward. And spoilers, I don't think it worked out. Anyone tell me what happened? That would be nice to know. How close was it? Was it really close? Was it far off? What are we saying? There we go. Waste again. Direct free kicks are not productive for something. What happens? What happened? But Manchester United are playing around at the back and the pressure is going well straight into the wall. Thank you. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Wasted, yeah. All right, fair enough. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Blocked by the wall. Crap. All right, fair enough. Shame. It did feel a little bit close. I don't know how far away it was in the end, but it did feel a little bit close. Dean, you're a gentleman and a scholar. I think Moyes is here for the long run. He'll be here to the end of the season, guaranteed, and it wouldn't surprise me if he stayed further than that. It's just the way it is, isn't it? It's the way it is. Manchester United playing. We've done well with the pressure today. We've done well with the pressing and the pressure. Here we go. We've done well today. I'm relatively happy with how we played today so far. Like I can't be too mad about it. We're playing better, we're defending better, we're pressing better. That doesn't mean Manchester United haven't had their chances, because of course they have, but you know, I feel like we're doing okay. Manchester United save attempt, that's up there now as well. So we're getting in there. God, I'm starting to think it's just me. Starting to think it's just me. Oh, the link won't work. The link won't work. I'm having a nightmare today. Well, I've had worse days, to be fair, but... There we go. That's where we're at now. I'm having an absolute nightmare. Manchester United passing it around at the back. Like I said, I think we started relatively well. Manchester United have had their chances. We've not been able to stop that entirely. That's not a bad ball through. Good tackle, Kurt Zouma. Good tackle, Kurt Zouma. Soufal, just frozen in the headlights there. But we've had more. We've had 6 shots. They've had none. We've had none on target. They've had both. They've had 2 of their. They've had 2 shots. Both have been on target. We've had 6 shots. None have been on target. That's crazy. It didn't feel like that to me, but still. Zouma heads it down again, although not super convincingly. Højlund takes it past one, hits it, buries it into the bottom corner. That's really, really good from Højlund. Takes it past his man, puts it onto his right foot, and then slots it home really, really strongly. That's a very nice goal. That's a very nice. To be fair, really well done. We've done really well to restrict them for the vast majority of this game. That's only their 3rd shot of the half, whereas we've already had 6. But that is very good. Dinked in towards Højlund. Zouma tries to header it away, but it wasn't strong enough. Ball comes straight back towards him. Højlund takes it past again, who's in front of Zouma. There's no one covering that space. And Højlund very happy to slot it home. It's nicely bottom left-hand corner from his right foot, outside the area, just on the edge. Bang. 1-0 Manchester United. Completely, I don't know what Agard was playing at there. I don't know what Agard was playing at. That positioning was just all kinds of wild. He comes across and stands basically in front of Zouma, who would have had Højlund covered, you would imagine. And even if he didn't, he cuts into the space which Agard lets go. Bang, into the bottom corner. Silly. Silly, silly, silly. Oh, massive shame because we're doing well. We have to let this not knock us because we've been doing well so far. And if we could just keep creating, we'll get there. But that's a massive shame. That's a massive shame. Annoying. Very annoying. Big ball forward. That's going to be a corner. Or a free kick. Højlund is fuming about it. Ben Johnson going down. I think he's doing okay at the pressing stuff, Chrissy. But outside of that, I struggle to see it as well, if I'm being honest. I've struggled to see it as well. There are bells available. If the people go for it, Robbie, there are bells available. Right, it's going to be a free kick. That's basically corner territory. It's in the corner quadrant. It's essentially near the little corner circle, semicircle, quarter circle thing. It's going to be an outswinger from James Ward-Prowse from a slightly closer distance. All the big men are in there. Souček, Agard, Zouma. We do it short. Bele hits it. Deflects off a man. It's going to be a corner. Almost a Bele madness. Almost a Bele madness. It came short. And Martinez comes flying out and does well to get the block, to be fair. Right, corner again. This one, outswinger once more. Just from ever so slightly back from where we just were with the free kick. Same, we go again. James Ward-Prowse plays it in. Again, almost on the head. Zouma's down in the middle of the box here. Kudus tries to take on his man. He beats him. He beats MUNWHU. Lays it short to Bele, who hits it. Save from Onana. Relatively easy, but he can't get the control from it because the shots are powerful. Thunder thighs, smacking it. Pow. Powerful calves. can only parry it clear. Manchester United getting pressed on. We're doing really well in this sort of stuff. We're pressing nicely. We're putting it on them in good ways. Having said that, my thing's just glitched again. Yeah, Zuma's getting seen to now. After it goes out. Who is it? It was Højlund and Zuma. He's just punched him in the face. It's not a punch, it's a forearm. It's a forearm. He's just straight up forearmed him. Excuse me. Look at a powerful shot from Bele. Long shots like Bitzelsperger. He's just forearmed him in the face, and Kurt Zuma's gone back. He's got back up fine. That's insane. How is nothing? I mean, I guess I don't know if you're able to go back and look at this or whatever. I don't know how these things work with VR. I don't really care either, right? But that's mad. This is right. Zuma, Højlund, okay? Has Manchester United gone counter-attack? Right, Zuma, Højlund, right? Corner. Højlund, marking Zuma, right? They're looking at each other. Ball's over here, being taken over here. Look how long my hair is, Jesus Christ. Ball's over here, being taken, right? They're looking at someone. Ball's not even come in. Højlund just goes with a quick, like that, and then moves on. Look at the effect it's had. How has he got away with that then? Like, I don't know how VR works, okay? I don't know the rules of VR. I don't know if you're allowed to go back and look at stuff like that. I don't know. I just don't know. All I'm saying is, that was such a clear... That was so... I obviously didn't see it in real time, and I was referring to Vive, right? But that's such a... He's just bopped him. AJ Styles... No, it wasn't that bad, but he's still done that. He's still gone for him. Like, there's no... I agree it wasn't that bad, Richard. It wasn't... I went a bit more forceful, you know? I'm a powerful guy. I can't necessarily hold it back sometimes. But, like, excuse me? Thank you. Thank you. I say this, they should let me on there with Danny. I'll tell you what, the people, they would love it. We're playing it forward. We're doing well here. Finds Ben Johnson on the right. Looks to take on his man. He goes down. Potential free kick on the edge of the area. Nothing, says the ref. That's all too easily played through there from Manchester United. Way too easily played through, and they can come forward now. We've done really well at that side of our game today. I can't be honest. We've done really well at that side of the game. If that would have been the moment to see. That would have been the moment to see. I'll be honest with you, HDU. I don't know where I've put it. We've been tidying the house and like doing stuff, like redecorating some bits and whatever. So I moved some stuff around and I have no idea where it is. For either of them. I've got 2 West Ham shirts and I don't know where either of them are right now. It's an absolute nightmare. So how long is my hair? That's insane. I've not really noticed how long it was until that moment. Or I have, but just not like that, you know? Insane. Look, Manchester's passing around the back. We're pressing well. We're playing all right. Despite being 1-0 down, we're playing all right. I can't be too mad about this performance so far. I can't lie. I think we're doing okay. Like Chrissy's just said, much better than Thursday. Much better than Thursday. Listen. It's been on him a long time. It's not in the wash either. I don't know where it is. Emerson just hooks it clear under the pressure from Garnacho. Played back from Martinez to Maguire. It is a difficult, thankless, long task for Jarrod Bowen up front in that position because he sort of has to be the guy to press at all times, which is difficult. Nice interception there. Good work from Alvarez. That's beautifully done. Oh, but what? Belay! Just see that ball across, just flat. Beautiful stuff out wide to Bowen, who's found himself on the right-hand side. Takes on his man. Tries to dink it back across. Header from Kudos. Save from Onana. I tell you what, we're doing okay, man. We might be 1-0 down, but I'm not going to lie. I think we've arguably been the better team. We've arguably been the better team. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but we've pressed well. We've kept defensively relatively strong. Their goal, again, went mad for it. But outside of that, I'm relatively happy with what we've seen. 9 shots to their 3. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy is what I'm saying. Where are we at on? I keep looking at the match bingo thing because I'm certain it's going to happen. I keep forgetting that I need a yellow card and a left foot goal. Hoyland was obviously right foot. We've added an attempted save. We're getting there. We're getting there, but that looks like the one for me so far. I tell you what, Ben Johnson better get a bloody contract at this point, you know what I mean? It's good, Jeff. It's good. It's good. I think my girlfriend's dad does have a metal detector somewhere in their house. Go grab it and just get the headphones on and spend an afternoon just doing that, you know? Kudus picks it up wide on the left-hand side, tries to take on his man, Dallo. He does. The ball in was a little bit overhit, but it was a nice idea. Luke Shaw's going to collect it on the far side, plays it short into Casemiro, whose ball forward is pretty awful, and we collect it again. Come on, we're doing all right, man. Alvarez looking for a 1-2. Poor pass in there. Little poor piece of link-up play. Thankfully, they take a little bit too long, and he comes back into a decent position, and Emerson gets the block, and he's able to start building up. Kudus, poor pass back, but we win a free. We're in a throwing off it. I would say we're still in it. I think we've been a better team, to be honest with you. The bench, if you're not wondering, is this. It's Fabianski, Mavropanos, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Skulls, Phillips, Cornet, Ings, and Mibama. A more balanced bench than we usually have. It's going to be interesting to see who he actually uses because we know he doesn't really do much subs that often. But it's more balanced and we have actual options on there, which we don't usually have. It's not a bad pass around the back looking for Luke Shaw, but it's easily cut out by Ben Johnson. The long ball from Areola, as per usual, is crap, and Manchester United pick up the ball. MUNWHU wide on the right-hand side. He has Garnacho just ahead of him. He decides to go back to Dallo instead. Rashford. Cut out there, nicely done. Johnson into the path of Bowen. Oh, nice little touch there from Alvarez. Takes it round his man. He's got Kudus. Go. Go, Mohamed. Go. He's got Kudus just ahead of him. He's still running. He finds Mohamed Kudus. People are swarming into the area from our point of view. I tell you what, that's really nicely defended there from Lisandro Martinez. The flick through on the inside, on the underlap, Emerson came flying through, but Martinez followed him all the way. And as Emerson goes to try and dink the ball in, Martinez is there instantaneously with the block. Does really well. It's going to be a throw into West Ham down the left-hand side. Emerson takes it back to Gerd. We're now going to slowly but surely begin the horseshoe, ladies and gentlemen. Zuma. Soufal's just to the side of him. Finds him. Back to Zuma. Souček there. Slowly but surely begin it. The Gerd looking for that crossfield diag switch. He hits it. Bowen can't quite get the head onto it. Johnson can. Out wide to Soufal. Johnson's next to him if he needs it. He finds him. Johnson, first time cross-ins, overhit by everyone, but I'm just going to say everyone's not tall enough for that ballet cross. Although I'll tell you what, Kudus has done well to pick up the ball again there. A little bit of trickery. Gets the ball away. Zuma. Again, once more out to Soufal. Everyone pointing back as we slowly but surely begin the horseshoe back up the other way. I don't know if we're watching the same game, Stevie. I'll be honest with you. I think we're doing all right, mate. Like, Thursday, we were awful. Ball in, headed away. Thursday, we were awful. I think we're doing all right here. I'm not saying we're blitzing them. This is some incredible era-defining performance or anything, but we're doing all right. I think, anyway. Could be wrong. James Ward-Prowse out to Alvarez, back to Zuma. Desperately can try and find a way in at this point. It's not really working for us. Manchester United are just chasing shadows. It feels a little bit like when we sit deep against the team and just force them to pass it around. That's kind of what's happening to us right now. Sufal, Johnson, Souček linking up down this right-hand side. Souček gets just no good options there and gets bullied off. That's an off the... It's going to be a yellow card to Thomas Souček for an off-the-ball incident. But the forearm was fine. Yeah, just there was no real options there for Thomas Souček, and he ends up bringing down Rashford. It was a professional free kick. It is what it is. Yellow card is obvious. Yellow card is obvious. It's kind of where I'm at, James. Like I said, I'm not saying this is some like era-defining world-class performance. I'm not saying this is, you know, it's not us at our best even under David Moyes. You know what I mean? But I think we're doing all right. I think we're doing okay. I think if that final ball is what's eluding us right now, but outside of that, we're doing well. We're pressing high when we need to. Right now, Martinez is on the ball. He was looking for options, and we were all over him. I wish one of us would have stepped in a little bit more, but we're there pressing. We're doing well in the sections, the thirds. You know, we're keeping them at bay a lot of the time. They're obviously 1-0 up from a great finish, from a poor mistake from again, but we're doing well in that sense. I don't know. I think there's something there. I think we're doing all right. Not sure when Paquetá's back, to be honest with you, Chrissy. I would have hoped it would have been sooner rather than later. I think he's training, but I'm not sure. So hopefully soon, but Rashford does well. Tries to win a free kick just outside the area. Referee says no. He saw that one as well. Kudus is charging. He's got players around him. He does really well. That's a good tackle. That's a really strong tackle from Martinez. Lovely stuff. Ball gets plinged forward. Easily collected down from again. But that was really nice from Martinez. Kudus was charging. He had 3 men around him. He was just storming forward. And Martinez comes flying out. Clean as you like tackle. Beautifully done. All right, don't get me wrong. Without him, we are significantly a worse team, Stevie B. There is no debating that whatsoever. There is no debating that whatsoever. We need him back as quickly as possible. I've got no idea. I'll be honest with you, Dean. I've got no idea. It kept clicking around. I tried to open yours. It then wouldn't open for some reason. So I went back onto mine. It was clicking around and it refreshed at some point. And now I'm here. Who knows? Whipped in. Although I think this one will probably flip and crash again at some point. I think he's playing really well as well. I think he's playing really well as well. Out wide, Sufal looking for the cross. It's going to be a corner. It's going to be another outswinger from that same right-hand side from James Ward-Prowse previously. Højlund looking for Kurt Zuma's face. The thug. I don't care that much. Oh, he was complaining that someone else hit him in the face. Vibes. Scenes. Højlund is man marking Zuma, by the way. Because he's straight back on him again. Let's have a watch. Should we just watch it? No, his arms are going up to try and stop Zuma from moving, but it's not the same as it was. Whipped in. Head on. Oh. Alvarez gets his head onto it. It just flashes across goal. Oh, Emerson does beautifully there. Fair play, Emerson. Really well done. Really, really well done. I mean, looking at it in the replay, by the way, header just flashes across. It's Bowen's there, but it's just behind him. Deflects off his arm, and Kudus was also arriving when it was just behind him. Looking at the replay there, Højlund was full on just basically trying to do the rock bottom on Zoom. There comes the glitch. His hand was like here. He was like, no, you're not going anywhere. That's how Højlund talks. That's a perfect impression of him. I think you'll find. Shot from range. That doesn't quite work out. Short to Ben Johnson. Wide to Vladimir Sofal. Cuts this out, it was Jared Bowen even. Beat for beat. I'd consider it. I would consider it. My problem is I am in my PJs, but I would consider it. You know? Here you go, Dean. Timer moving back. Ball gets played in. Collected from Onana. Looks for that quick long play for Garnacho. Emerson does really well. Comes underneath Garnacho. He can't get the control quickly. And he just cuts that one out. Nicely done. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. No, it's skipped forward again. Oh, bro, please, I beg. Ah. Yeah, he looked confident in that moment. I'm not entirely certain on him throughout the game. Like I say, I think I would probably Geo like saying if you see it, show me a goal, I'll show you a mistake. I think it was his mistake. But outside of that, I think he's doing all right. Oh, it's dying a sad death. Why still in PJs? Because I'm not. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. Right. I got out of bed all of 4 minutes before the stream started. I got out of bed. I got a glass of water. I sat down, and Geo and Gonzo were live already. So we are where we are. Waking up for the stream at 9 a.m. tomorrow is going to be an absolute nightmare. There goes the error code. What is it? An absolute nightmare. It's the same like 20. It's doing the same 20 seconds over and over again. I'm losing it. The last time it did this, at some point, it just randomly skipped forward. Was still Stevie. We might disagree on how we're performing, but I hope you have a good time, my friend. if that's the vibe, that's the vibe. I hope you have a good time, my friend. No, no stress here. It's now skipped incredibly far forward, and now it's skipping back again. Ah! Hey, stop! Just work. Ugh. Passing it around. I'm happy. I can't lie. As Manchester United are passing it around, and we're vaguely pressing. We're going to get the announcement of stoppage time now. I'm happy enough with how we played today. Like I say, it's not some unreal level performance or anything, but I think we're doing all right. We've defended well. We've pressed well. We've tried to put it on them well. 1 minute of added time is all we're going to get. And realistically, I think it's close. Realistically, from a perspective where, you know, if a Gare didn't step across that way, I'm not entirely certain Manchester United will be in the lead. I think we've arguably been the better team. I think the last 5 to 10 minutes, maybe that last section of the match, I think has been more Manchester United positivity. But realistically, I think we're doing all right. We're away to Manchester United here, and we're holding our own. I think we're more than holding our own. I don't think it's necessarily a case of us playing awfully or anything like that. Geo Mackie is here as well now. Hello, Geo. But yeah, I think we're doing okay. I don't know. How do you feel?
I think we played well.
There we go.
I do. I think we're doing all right. Listen, don't get me wrong. I think part of that is the way Man United are playing. I think they're not good. They're sitting back, letting us have the ball and stuff. So their tactics are allowing us to play well. But I'm happy with what I've seen to Pitorin. For if we were winning 1-0 right now, I would say it's deserved.
Yeah, I agree.
Genuinely,
I agree.
I would say we've had more chances. I would say we've possibly had the better chances. All it's missing is I think we're missing a focal point up front. I think we're getting the ball out wide, and there's not really Bowen. Some games Bowen works as a striker, or some games he doesn't. I think this is one of those where it's not really working at the minute. Now, if we were to go 1-1 and the game would start to open up, it may start working again. But while we're sort of camped outside their box a bit, I think he's struggling to get into the game. He's having to come out wide to get involved and whatnot. But yeah, listen, this game's far from over, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm looking at the stats, right? 13 shots we've had compared to theirs. They've had like 4.
Yeah.
Like I understand. Like I'm not saying. Like I was just saying there. Some people were telling me I'm wrong because I was like, I think we're doing all right. Telling me that it's awful and all this other sort of stuff, and we're losing. We are losing, but I'm not trying to sit here and claim it's an incredible performance. We're swashbuckling. We're battering Manchester United. Blah 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 blah. I think we're doing well. I think we're holding our own. Arguably, I think we're playing better than them potentially. I think we're pressing relatively well, much better than I've seen us done for a while. I think we're defending relatively well. I think if Agerd doesn't decide to, for some reason, stand in front of Kurt Zouma, that goal maybe doesn't happen. I think we've counterattacked relatively well. I think it's all gone relatively well. It's just it's not the greatest performance you've ever seen, but we're doing all right. I think they've had that one goal that came from it, but outside of that, I mean, they'll be significantly angrier than us right now. Significantly angrier than us.
I think there's 1.5 changes that are quite easy and obvious to do, and I really hope we do it. Now, the first one, the one whole number is Phillips on for Souček. Let's move this ball quicker. Let's have a slightly more progressive centre midfielder on there. Souček's on a booking. Now, I will actually say credit to Thomas Souček. I think that's a fantastic yellow card to take.
Can I just say, when it happened, I didn't say this out loud, but I was like, that is a Geo Mackie yellow card.
I love it. I love it. Your job as a defensive midfielder is to protect the defence. When the ball is laid off to Marcus Rashford to run at Kurt Zouma, and you've got the opportunity to take him out of the game, you take him out of the game. Had he let Rashford get it, Rashford was running at Kurt Zouma on the halfway line. There is only one thing happening there, and that is Zouma is getting done. Thomas Souček's booking, fantastic, right? But that aside, he's doing okay getting in the box and stuff, and I think Moyes will leave him on because we are getting the ball wide and we are getting crosses. But I think we are seeing more of the ball outside Man United's box right now, and I would like to see Phillips in there with Alvarez, so we've actually got 2 players who can move the ball left to right really quickly. I would make that substitution. The 0.5 is I was wanting to see Johnson and Kudus swap wings, just for a period of time, because I think they're both playing well. But I am missing Kudus cutting in on his left foot, and actually, the more Man U sitting inside their box, the more I want to see Kudus on the right, so he can come in and start hitting them shots. Because at the minute, Man U are comfortable. Maguire all day. Maguire will say, "You cross it all you want. I've got this." But if you can start having Kudus hitting 25-yarders at Onana, it just creates uncertainty. It creates panic. Luke Shaw will commit fouls, and I do not for the whole 45, but for a period, I'd almost like to see them swap wings and just create a different threat to Man U. So that's my 0.5.
Yeah, I think there's been. I was sort of. That's what I wanted at the beginning of the game, and then it's sort of as it went on. I think he's done okay on the left, but there's been 1 or 2 moments where he's gone to receive the ball and he's not able to turn in the same way. Like when you're on, this is an annoying thing to explain, but when you're on the right-hand side, ball comes into you and you're left-footed, you can sort of turn on you can sort of half turn and already be away kicking with your stronger foot instantaneously. But when you're on the left-hand side and it comes to you there and you look to try and turn, it's just that little bit of awkwardness. And that just tiny bit of friction can go from being a free-flowing, incredible, fast counter-attack to one that's just that little bit stilted. And that stilted moment can allow someone like Martinez to come flying into position, or Maguire to get into position, all those little things. And I think if you could switch him over, look, maybe you switch him over and it doesn't work out, and
Switch them
Johnson
back.
looks significantly worse, then just exactly you
They're
can just
both
switch them
playing.
back.
They're both
But I think
playing
it's worth
really
looking.
well. They're both playing
Yeah.
really well. I just think Caduceus shackled a little bit out on that left because he's took on Dallas a couple of times. He's cut in a couple of times as well, but he's on his right foot and he's not had a shot yet. He's had his header, but he's not had an effort outside the box yet. And I would just like to see him on that left side, actually. Well, right, cutting on his left foot. But anyway, do you want to go for a piss and top up your glass?
Yes.
Cheers, Charlie. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Antor says, could you should have told Moyes he was a defender? Then he'd have played in the right position. Martin says Moyes will be satisfied with a 1-0 defeat. James Ward-Prowse still waiting on these amazing dead ball delivery specialists over it. I think we've got them. I think his corners are on the money today, actually. I think when we're getting corners, I'm licking my lips here. I think I'm actually hoping one of those defenders get a little bit over-eager. They're clutching at players. Casemiro and Alvarez, Højlund and Zuma, there's a lot of grappling going on in that box. I hope one of them just goes a little bit too far and gives us a penalty. But his free kick outside the box, I will say that I was screaming for Kudus to take that. Onana placed the wall for James Ward-Prowse, understandably so. But I think it opened up the possibility for Kudus to wrap it round there with his left foot. A bit like Ivan Toney's goal against whoever it was, not in Forest. Was it not in Forest when he moved the ball? But he wrapped it round the wall because the wall was set for a left footer. Tony took it, and I just think Kudus maybe should have taken that one. Mancunian said we're playing better than we usually do, but still 1-0 down, expected to comfortably lose. Souček on a booking, offering not much, will surely be withdrawn this time. Bowen isolated as usual. Colin Wood says, does he cash out the Johnson 2 shot? It's up to you, Colin Wood. If you need the money, cash out. If you don't need the money and you want a little bit of fun for the second half, leave it. I've left mine. Mine's still running, but I did 1 shot on target as well as 2. So I've already made a profit on Johnson's shot on target. If he gets another one, I'm going to be buzzing. Danny says West Ham is undoubtedly the better side. I think we're playing well too. Emerson is decent. Souček's not playing bad, but we take him off for Phillips. Johnson playing really well. I completely agree. Every word of that. Roger says Johnson's a better winger than Kone, Benrahma and Fornals. Bowen out of it. Put Kudus in the middle. Bowen on the right and Johnson on the left. Wouldn't be against that. Jeff said, am I mental? Did we miss a decent penalty shot? The header deflected off Alvarez onto the defender's arm was clearly wrapped around Alvarez' neck. There's a few bits and half-hearted calls, I think, is maybe the one. But there's definitely some grappling going on in that area as well. And like I said, I think this is where I'd like Kurt Zuma to go have a word with the referee and just say, just keep an eye on this one, will you? Couch sitter, Ben Johnson, 1 shot on target. He's had 2 shots, 1 on target. We need 1 more shot on target for the 40-1. Jamie's on it as well. I'm glad some people got on it on the build-up show. When it happened, I was thinking, I hope some people have got it. Leo, the phrases, I think it's something like surely, I can't remember. It doesn't matter, truth be told. There you go. Surely my bet will win, Leo. That's it. Truth be told, we're not that picky. It's just to get people interacting and stuff like that. We're not that picky. Colin Wood says he's going to leave it, not funding my food or anything. If he's sub, it would take that's the only problem. Johnson will still be the first sub. I still fear Johnson will be the first sub because he's the easy player to sub, not because of his performance. I don't want him sub before people start saying that. But I think sometimes Moyes subs the players that are easy to sub in terms of squad status. And I think Ben Johnson is possibly that player, but I would leave him on. I think we're playing well. And honestly, I think we're playing well today. I like it. I like how we're doing. Richard says the only reason I hesitate for Phillips for Souček is because the Mancs aren't holding the ball as much as I expect. I think Souček has a better chance of floating it in the box. I get that, Richard. I do get it. And I think that's why Moyes will keep him on. But I don't know. I think, Danny, I'm the same as Danny. Danny says this. I'm quite happy considering 1-0 down. I actually think we could still win this game. Jeff says, can't lie. I think we've been playing decent, although I think Man U are playing Moyes ball. Man U are playing Moyes ball. They will obviously possess threats on the counter-attack. But they've been few and far between in the first half, but with the pace of Garnacho and Rashford on the wings and then Højlund up front as well, and Fernandes with the capability of picking out those passes, Man U will get opportunities in the second half, but we've just got to take ours. And this is where you look at Moyes and say, if Moyes gets something right at half time, early in the second half, he gets it right, we can go on and win this game. What that is, I'm not sure. We've all got what we'd like to see. I personally would like to see Phillips on for Souček to move the ball better in the middle of the park. And I'd like to see Kudus and Johnson swap wings just so I can see Kudus running at Luke Shaw and cutting in and getting his shots away. And Ben Johnson cutting in and getting his shots away. Let's be honest, that strike that he had better side and sort of like the banter to one side. That was a really good effort from Ben Johnson. The first one, when Ward-Prowse laid back the free kick and he hit it, he struck it well. Martinez just blocked it well. Ben says, I really believe we can win, but don't Man U have some ridiculous stat about never losing at Old Trafford when winning at halftime? Possibly. Records are there to be broken. Gary said we needed to score before halftime. They were quite different. Hit us on the break. I have a little bit of that about it as well. Nathan says, having a Gerd back is a great refresher on why he's important to us. Speed, ball control, passing, just a competitive game, and he can win it. He's covering Emerson really well, Gerd. A couple of times Emerson's been caught further up the pitch, and the Gerd's come over and covered him, and I like to see that from Emerson getting forward. Michael said, let's hope we get an early goal rather than give one away before at the 55th minute.
Yeah. I like you say, I think as much as I would criticise his positioning against positioning for the goal, I think outside of that, I think he's done well.
He panicked a bit. He just leaped out. He thought Højlund was away hit with his left foot, jumped out. Højlund, it's fantastic striker play. And he does block Zuma, but I think he's got the right intentions. I think that's what we can say. He's just perhaps didn't need to do it, but
yeah, I'm very close, Gio.
Go on, Charlie.
On all three, I'm very, very close right now.
Let me have a look at mine.
One of my West Ham ones is a right-footed goal awarded, which is very unlikely. I'm not.
Ben Johnson.
Hey, make it happen.
Ben Johnson.
He did that Thomas Hitzlsperger smacker from range, which forced Onana into a save. So it's not unlikely. It's not unheard of. But yeah, what are you saying for the rest of the game?
I think we win.
Ooh.
Honestly, Charlie, I think we win. My biggest fear is Man U in the counter attack. But when did they score? What minute did they score their goal?
I'm not sure what it's on here.
Let me have a look. It was early enough, right? It's 23 minutes, right? So for over 20 minutes, they've had that opportunity to sort of counter attack. I don't really recall any. The one they had, Souček took a yellow card and got rid of it, right? And then they had that one when Fernandes came and gave to Højlund and it hit the side netting. But apart from that, there's not really been that much. But yeah, I think oh crikey. Oh,
maybe it was from the hit. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. At least we're doing it at half time, so we've still got that 3 stoppages in the second half. Not that we need them, but at least it doesn't impact that. But before I go, can people please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the New Timers chat? Charlie, I'm going to go downstairs and have fun with the second half and good luck on your bingo.
Thank you very much, Gio. Appreciate you. See you at full time, of course, for the live match review, which will be live right here after the match. But until then, we have 45 minutes to go. Lucas Fabianski has been substituted on. For Areola, forced sub, you would suspect. I don't see why you would switch it otherwise. A wild one, but maybe it was the knock in the head from that time. Maybe there just was like a bit of a uncertainty or something. I don't know. But a bit of an interesting situation anyway. Like I say, I'm relatively happy with how we're playing. Is it the best performance I've ever seen in my life? No, of course not. Of course it's not. But we're doing well. We're pressing well. We're defending well. We're playing well in the middle. The people are in decent enough positions. I think outside of it, I'm relatively happy right now. I think Ben Johnson, I think Bele's having a big performance. Dare I say it, a contract earning performance? I don't know. Maybe that's a bit far, but I think he should be in there. Bele should be on there and he should be getting a contract. But yeah, with Fabianski coming on, I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. I think there was 1 or 2 moments. I think the big knock that Areola did receive, I feel like shouldn't have happened. I feel like there maybe should have been a call, which it should have just cleanly been his, but there was a big collision instead. So maybe that's why. I'm not sure. But Fabianski brings a sense of calmness to it. And I tell you what, as much as I love Areola and his sort of passing and everything he brings, that's the nice thing to have. I don't know. I'm feeling positive. I don't think we're going to win like Gio. I can't act like I'm quite there, but I am happy with how we're played. I did say we were going to win 1-0 before the game. That's obviously been proved wrong. We move. But listen, we go again. We play like that we play like we did in the first half. We should come out of this happy enough. Happy enough, be it with a draw, be it with a win, be it with just a decent performance. I don't know. We should come out of it happy enough. But we have 45 minutes to go. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit the like button because it helps us out massively. And, match bingo's in the description. Get involved. Use that link as well because it helps. If you click using that link, it helps us. If you're going to download it as opposed to just going on the App Store, then they don't know it was from us. And then, we can't claim it. We can't claim it. There are bells at the ready, Jeff. They do exist. They are in the fridge, prepped on the top. I should have got them out of the net. That would have made it useful because what's bound to happen is I'm going to go across and then the net's going to confuse me. But, we will. Ooh, the commentators just said there's been confirmation that it's, quote, a regular change as opposed to a concussion one. Interesting. Don't know what's going to go on there, but the second half is about to kick off. West Ham to take it. Deploy the boys. It's time to run two things. Come on, UI. Oh, no. Apparently, false start. Ignore that. Rewind all that. Yeah, ignore all that. None of that counted. None of that counted. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run two things. 1-0 to Manchester United. Big second half incoming. I think I'm still feeling as positive as I was, Ishmael. I just think the likelihood of us scoring 2, for example, is quite unlikely. It's quite unlikely. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. The positivity still remains the same for me. Try to see outside of that if there's any other changes. It seems to be the same. Kudus on the left, Bele on the right, JWP in the 10 position. I think it's exactly the same outside of that. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. Okay, appreciate you coming. Make sure to come back at full time for Geo's review. Alvarez getting involved. Little slip from him and Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United can come away with the ball. Fernandes, nice quick play across, and it's well taken down there. From Dallo, who's going to hit it from range, and thankfully it was poor, and Fabianski collects it. It doesn't. It's a bit wild doing a normal sub. I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's some sort of. It could be some sort of checks. They might have independent checks, and then there's nothing wrong with him, and then they go, "Oh, why you've lied to us here? Is what you've done." But yeah, I don't know. Manchester United trying to pass it around. Rashford collects the ball. A trustworthy friend. How are you? Hope you're well. Playing it about Garnacho. Back to MUNWHU. Maguire. Passing it around dangerously. Getting more and more back. And again, we're pressing a little bit, which is nice. Not going head first madman press, but just smartly keeping it and forcing them back slowly, which is nice. Alvarez chasing it, getting very out of position doing it, leaving Souček a little bit exposed, but thankfully their pass is poor and Emerson cuts it out. Kudus again getting the ball just a little bit caught underneath him. Thomas Souček just dribbled past several men, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't think it were possible either, but Thomas Souček just picked up the ball and dribbled it past several men. Oh, that's really nicely done from Mohamed Kudus. He's got people up alongside him. Mohamed Kudus is there. Oh my God, it's awful from Mohamed Kudus. That's such a good opportunity as well. That was woeful. He's put the pressure on, picked the ball up, turned the burners on, blitzed away from his man, and he's essentially one thing. No, it's Emerson. It's not Kudus. It's Emerson. Oh my God. Emerson. It's even worse in slow motion. He's just absolutely sliced it high and wide. It's terribly done. Awfully done from Emerson. You hate to see it. Such a great opportunity. Bruno Fernandes up the other end of the pitch. Nice ball across to Garnacho. Cuts inside, hits it. Takes a deflection and it's in. It's 2-0. And Garnacho does the Kuda celebration. 2-0. Emerson, man, you should have scored. And Manchester United have gone right up the other end. And I think a deflected shot, I'm not sure. It looked like a deflection, ends up wrong footing Fabianski regardless. And it's in the back of the net and it's 2-0. Garnacho with a goal. Right after we should have scored as well. It's a good ball across from Bruno Fernandes. Good spread of the play. Garnacho gets the control. Eventually, he gets the hit. Takes a big deflection off Nair for Ged. Big deflection off him. Was easily covered by Fabianski otherwise, and it's straight into the back of the net, 2-0. Ah, well. Like I said. Yeah. Should have been 1-1. Yeah. Jeff, love that vibe. Reload the thing. Right? We're back. It's a 2-2. Yep. That's going to happen. We're here for it. We move. This is nothing but no great stories. Every hero has to face adversity. No great stories are a straight line. There are twists and turns aplenty. And this is just another one of those. 2-2. It shall end. 2-2. It shall end. Emerson, my beautiful boy. That is a woeful finish. Even worse given what's just happened after it. But that is so poor. 1v1 just absolutely falls over, slices it. It's just awful. Just awful. That's nice passing down the left-hand side from Manchester United. Shaw and Rashford getting involved. Rashford cuts inside onto his stronger foot. Fires it wide. Fires it well wide. Second half, we've come out significantly worse than we were in the first. Manchester United, I think the big difference, if we're being honest, is Manchester United seem to have properly switched on now. Playing a lot quicker than they were, which was the big difference. You have to play fast against us. You can't take your time. You take your time, we'll just defend you out of the park. Nice turn from Alvarez there. No, we'll play you out of the park. They've switched on. They've stepped up. And it's, it's effective. There's 2 bells wanted now. I tell you what, that's enough calls for it. We'll lob it in. We'll lob it in. Where is it? Forgot that the poll was still going from before. People didn't like the lineup. That's where that's come down on. We're so close. If there's a yellow card, by the way, on the 2nd, the 12th, the 22nd, the 32nd, the 42nd, the 52nd, etc., then we're in. We're in. Because no money's been claimed yet either. Either that or Manchester United need to use all 4 of their subs, or some we get caught offside. We need to have a right-footed goal. Yeah, 41% of people disliked it. 35% of people liked it. Formation. But there is a bell poll in chat right now. Corner comes in, headed away from Manchester United. Ben Johnson collects it on the edge of the area. I'll give it until 53.5, because I probably did it slightly before them. 53.5. All I need is a yellow card on a 2-minute, a minute ending in 2. That's all I need. And we're in the money. Yeah. They've come out a very, very different side than they were in the first. They're firing quickly. They're passing it around faster. They look a lot more confident than they were in the first. Make hay while the sun shines and all that, and we did not make hay while the sun shone. We are hayless. The Bales are at a minimal. Kudus loses out on the ball quite terribly, and Manchester United can come forward with it. Aged looks to cover Emerson, and he does really well there, Aged. Really, really well. He's been really good in those moments today, Aged. Like I say, the moments where he's been asked to just sort of defend, it's not gone super well, but in that kind of moment where he's having to cover and the pressure's on, he's done really nicely to stop Dalot there. Clean as you like. Clean as you like. Well, that is true. That is true. I'm very jealous of that. I can't lie. It's going to be a corner to Manchester United. Outswinger from the right-hand side, from what James Ward-Prowse was doing all of that entire time. Our left-hand side. There, right? It's taken short again. A little quick 1-2. Looking for an in-swinger. Instead, they lay it short to Dallo on the edge of the area. Goes for a long-range shot. High and wide. High and wide. Yeah, for once I agree. I think we've done well. I think second half we've not been anywhere near good enough. I think second half we've been poorer and they've been a lot better, which has been the big difference there. Over the course of it, they've had 4 attempts in the second half, Manchester United. They had 4 in the entire first half. This is a great opportunity coming forward. Emerson again, straight into the hands of Onana. That one was a lot more difficult for Emerson, to be fair. He gets into a really good position again, charging forward. He commits really high, which you'd love to see. It gets the control. It's just a little bit behind him. He ends up taking the shot regardless, and it's straight into the hands. Kudus now picks up the ball. He has switched sides with Ben Johnson. Alvarez pings it out wide to Johnson. He's going to try and put that onto his stronger foot before crossing. Does. Crosses poor. Crosses poor. When did they switch sides? When did they switch sides? Kudus lays it out to Sufal. Whipped in. Doesn't quite work. James Ward-Prowse finds Kudus. Forgot about the bell. Just saw the word bell. Thank you. I completely forgot about that. Where are we at? So, bell poll. End. 66% of people said yes. 33% of people said no. I'll be grabbing that just as the second the ball goes out of play. I'll be going and grabbing that. The bench is... we now have Mavropanos, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Scarles, Phillips, Cornet, Ings, and Mubama. It's gone out for free. Now's the time. We come back. Cheese in hand. There we go. Oh, there we go. Right. How it took me that long to sit in a chair, I'll never know. Manchester United come flying forward. Garnacho back to Bruno. Block. Shot again from Rashford. Goes flying high and wide. Pardon me in the midst of all that. Marcus Rashford's shot goes absolutely ballooning into the air. It was a great ball. That ball to Garnacho was beautiful. I don't know who did it. Garnacho charges forward, lays it back to Bruno, deflects off someone. Everyone in there blocking. But Rashford's follow-up was absolutely woeful. Absolutely woeful. Fabianski deals with that. It was a bit awkward, but he's dealt with. There we go. Bell complete. Yeah, as Geo said, like as Geo said on the in at halftime. You know, there are some games that suit Barrow up front, and there's some games that don't. This is one of those ones that don't. Curtis trying to control the ball away. I think we should. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Mubama would be my option, I guess. Bring on an actual striker who can force them back. Get Jared Bowen in a deeper position. Don't know where. Probably on the left, I would guess. It's not really ideal, but probably on the left. Bele would probably have to make way. I don't want him to, but he probably would have to in that sense. Curtis on one side, Bowen on the other. Mubama pushing him down the middle. Probably is the idea, I guess. I guess would be the move. Curtis threatens to dribble forward. Jeff, that's an unreal question. I would say Alien. As much as I love both of them. But I would say Alien. I think Alien's just that little bit. It's got that little bit more to it. But Aliens is an absolute banger. What do you think, Jeff? My preference would be for the first, I think. Douglas is saying Aliens. That's fair. They're both excellent films. $30 minutes to go. Gerd, Fabianski, Zuma passing around the bag. Yeah, it's done out here. Outside of a madness, it's done out here. I'll tell you what. Johnson went flying in there. You love to see it. He's saying he should have had a free kick. I didn't really see it, but I love to see the just going in there. James Ward-Prowse battling for it. Curtis gets fouled. Bruno Fernandes, that's a really nice ball out to Garnacho on the right. He's got an on the overlap. He decides to go by himself. Just doesn't stop going and completely wastes the opportunity. Rashford slips at the same time. Just kept going and going and going. There were options from there. No foul against Bowen. Okay. He kept going and going and going. I should have taken a shot earlier and doesn't. Should have done something earlier. Passed the ball, taken a shot, whatever it should have been. But doesn't do anything. Wastes the opportunity. Second half has been poor from us. Nowhere near. First half was so much better than this. So much better than this. This has been a poor second half. A very poor second half. It's annoying to watch, I'll be honest with you. Aliens, God tier film, not going to lie. I've seen a lot of Aliens love, to be fair. A lot of Aliens love. First Alien movie, NH is back in the beef. Aliens is my favourite. I'm watching District 9. I've never watched District 9. I've always meant to, but I've never got around to it, you know. Alien for the atmosphere, Aliens for rewatchability. That's a fair point. I think that's a fair point. I'd back that. Ooh, but Stephen, respect it. How big? What are we saying size-wise? Aliens became more iconic off-road. Yeah, that's fair. I think when I went to see the first one in the cinema at Johnson shot come cross thing goes billowing out. Manchester United making a sub. McTominay is going to come on for MUNWHU, I think. I saw the first one at the Prince Charles Cinema at some point a couple of years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. In the cinema, unreal that first film. I can't lie. MUNWHU off, McTominay on. Yeah, I feel like we're just at the position where it's just not going to happen now. Unfortunately, like I say, realistically, it's done. It's done. There's not really much we can do. It's not much is going to happen. 2-0. We're not looking like scoring. We're significantly worse in the second half than we were in the first. First half we were really decent. Second half we've been just pointless, blunt, very frustrating to watch. Every other word you can think of. Yeah. Yeah, Jared Bowen picks up the ball deep there, wide on the right-hand side, finds Sufal on the overlap, who crosses it in. There's people in there. It's over the top of everyone. It was a poor cross, but the clearance from Garnacho means it's going to be a throw-in. Laid short for Zuma. Kudus. I'd maybe switch Johnson and Kudus back across, A really heavy touch from Alvarez, loses out. He manages to win the ball back. Fair play to him, but it was a heavy and needlessly heavy touch, loses out. Thomas Souček. Wide to Sufal, back to Thomas Souček. Trying to build up down this right-hand side. Instead, the horseshoe begins and we go back round. It's definitely on there. I need to at some point. It's definitely on there. I remember it coming out, and I remember everyone being super hyped about it, and I just never got round to it. Sufal going for a nutmeg type thing. Him and Martinez clash at the other side of it. Sufal walks away. Martinez rolls around on the floor for a while. I think it's cramp. Although he seems to be holding his knee as opposed to anything else. Yeah, he's pulling down his sock. I think it's a knee thing. Casemiro, Shaw, Rashford, they were all going over to him before the thing. Sufal he clashed him and then just walked away. There was no stress from Sufal. He was done out here. I don't necessarily disagree. I don't necessarily disagree. I think coming out the same was fine because we did well in this first half. So I think coming out in a similar manner wasn't exactly a bad thing. But coming out once it's not going well in the second, you got to be more proactive, and we're just still doing the same thing and hoping it sort of fixes itself, which is just not going to work. It's a shame. It's a shame because there was something to build on in that first half, but the performance levels dropped. Theirs picked up massively, and now we're at that stage where the caution, I don't know how you want to word it, the slow moving nature comes into play, and we're in trouble. We don't really. It's not even in trouble. We just don't have anything, do we? Really? How has that gone back to? What's going? I'm gonna remember the North Side with the NIITS. It's stressing me out. It's somehow gone back to 62 minutes, so that's just where we're at right now. Yeah, I agree. I would have loved to have seen Antonio. We miss him so much. I know we haven't really felt like we've missed him because we've sort of figured it out and things have sort of worked out around it. So it's not really felt like we've missed him so much. But he's such a useful player to have. And in a situation like this, for example, where we are struggling for a leading lion type guy, to have him be able to come on and just try stuff, to just be able to punt it at him and see what happens would have been so useful. But we've just not got it available, unfortunately. It's a shame. I would have loved to have seen, personally, I would have loved to have seen MUNWHU come on at some point. I really want to see us have a leading line guy. Manchester United passing it around in the left corner quadrant. I would really love to see us have a leading line guy to push them back and to be able to shift everyone else around and sort of give us a bit of space, but it's just not happening, is it? And Ings is more likely to come on than MUNWHU, and at that point, it's just pointless. So unless you bring him on and keep Jared Bowen up front, which is just feels like a waste of somewhat, but there you go. Rashford takes on his man, loses out, but doesn't really, I don't know, it just is what it is. Could have tried something, fails Thankfully, Alvarez is there to clean up the mess. Big ping forward for Jarrod Bowen. That's a great control down. Jarrod Bowen steaming through. He's almost 1v1 through. He takes too long to set himself on his weak foot. And it's a great block from Diego Dallo. Fuck's sake, man. It was so good before that. It was so good before that. Martinez is down again. James Ward-Prowse is going to take a free kick right by the corner flag. Ah, that was such a good opportunity again. It's not even like we haven't had the opportunities to again. We've just consistently flopped our lines. It was a beautiful ball from Alvarez. The control from Bowen is perfect. He's charging through that fight. He just doesn't ready himself. It's on his weak foot and he never looks comfortable. He never looks comfortable. He just tries to go there and flops again. Oh, you can see why Martinez is probably in pain. Him and Soufal are battling. Soufal ends up in the air off both of his legs, not in a diving in both feet wide, just flipping horizontal, and it drops onto his knee, drops onto Martinez's knee. If he battles through that, fair play to him, because that looks painful as that. No, he is going to come off. Varane's going to be the one to come on. Varane's coming on for him. Soufal goes across and shakes his hand just to make sure he's sort of say sorry or say he's okay or whatever. Calvin Phillips is coming on alongside Maxwell Cornet. Some early subs. David Moyes. You cheeky guy. I mean, there's going to be a free kick first. We're going to take this, which makes me feel like Souček might be one of the people coming off. Obviously, you would just make the subs earlier. But James Ward-Prowse is going to take the free kick first. It's essentially a corner, out swinger. Swings out, headed away from Varane. Up against his opposite man, Alvarez. And it's going to be a corner from the exact same side, almost the exact same position. Again, if we're not making subs, then it makes you feel like Souček is probably going to come off, because otherwise you would just take him off now. Cornet also coming on, so you'd probably imagine it'll be Ben Johnson. And Ben Johnson and Souček would be my bet, but we'll see. Whipped in from James Ward-Prowse again, this time deeper. Headed away from Harry Maguire. Ben Johnson collects it. Plays it once again out wide to Ben Johnson. Sorry, to James Ward-Prowse. Back to Ben Johnson. Good cross in. Rise up. Headed away nicely from Manchester United. Shot from range from Emerson was never anything to happen. 72nd minute. We're going to see some subs. Be interested to see who it'll be for. First one is going to be Soufal for Phillips. And Souček coming off. Okay, so Cornet. Right, Ben Johnson's going back. So Ben Johnson will take up the right back position. We then have Alvarez and Phillips in the double pivot. And then Kudus wide one side and Cornet on the other. There we go. Okay, all right. I feel like that's. I kind of back that. Let's see who plays on what side. Let's see how it ends up playing out. Trying to sort of scan the pitch now to see. Kudus looks like he's still remaining on the right and Cornet on the left. Phillips finds Alvarez, back to Kudus. Takes it past two of his men and then wins a free kick off Luke Shaw. We play it quickly. Jarrod Bowen battling for it, does well against Harry Maguire. Bruno just came in and stopped him, but he does well there. Playing forward, Rashford collects it, whipped in. That's a really dangerous ball behind, thankfully, the player. As free kicks off in the edge of the area, but bloody hell, close, but nice. Big ball in from Rashford was very good, to be fair. Well, now's your time, Cornet. If you've got anything about you. Ray, it's very kind of you. Ray, thank you, Ray. It's very kind of you to say. Thank you for the £5 as well. Helps out the channel massively. But Ray, that's very kind of you to say, my friend. Did not need to do that at all. Thank you. There you go. Your name should appear in the top corner in the second, Ray. But thank you very much. Massively appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say as well. Whipped across, hits the first man from Ben Johnson, chasing it down as Manchester United play it amongst themselves at the back. Phillips cuts that one out nicely. Cuts that one out nicely. Johnson. Wide out to Kudus. Tried to take on Luke Shaw. Lost the battle, but contained possession of the ball. Phillips. Back to Johnson again. He's going to try and drive through the centre of it. See, it's what I like about Johnson. He has that little bit that Soufal doesn't have with that. Like, I like Soufal as well, but the way Ben Johnson there collected it and then tried to drive through the middle, it's just something you don't see Soufal ever doing. You know, Soufal very one-dimensional, not necessarily in a bad way, but he's very good at what he does, but he's more one-dimensional. Ben Johnson just has that little bit more to his game, which I quite like. And he's only been growing in confidence recently, which is nice to see. James Ward-Prowse out wide to Cornet, into Emerson. Alvarez incredibly far forward. Phillips is there, collects it, was looking for the option. There wasn't really any. He decides to lay it short to Johnson instead, who again starts playing through the middle. Nice crossfield diag, a little bit overhit, but Cornet gets the control. Takes on his man, beats him, beats Garnacho. He's got Dallo just ahead of him. Tempts him into about 15 dives there and wins the corner. Wins the corner. James Ward-Prowse to whip it in. It's into that normal position. It's punted away. Cornet deflected. Oh. Cornet slices his original shot and it lands to the feet of Kurt Zouma, who tries to just swing at it early and it doesn't quite work out. It's going to be a goal kick. He's played into the exact same position as always from that side of the pitch, but it's a good opportunity for Cornet, but just slices his shot on Zouma. Zouma goes wild. Yeah, that's what I would do, Mark. I'd lob Mubama in there. I want to see an actual guy leading the line, you know? At this point, I'm fine with taking off James Ward-Prowse as well, probably. I would probably move Jarrod Bowen to the right, move Kudus into the centre, and put Mubama on for James Ward-Prowse. Really sort of have a guy leading the line, make that space for Bowen and Bowen and Cornet and Kudus to sprint into. Well done there from Bruno Fernandes, but a great tackle from, I don't know who it was, but it was whoever it was good. Bring on Mr. Blobby, calm me anyways. Yeah. He has a certain aggression to him I like, you know? Phillips gets caught out. Manchester United play the ball quickly. Garnacho, it's a bit overhit for him. He has to force to turn around and come forward. Then they have to try and play into the space. Garnacho dinks across. Rashford, back at bin. Nah, not really. Cornet can't get the touch on there. Luke Shaw can. He battles with Luke Shaw. It's not Cornet, sorry, it's Kudus. Cornet's on the left, Charlie. Get that into your stupid head. Throw him. Yeah, we were so good in that first half. We were really genuinely actually good in the first half, and we've gotten better in the second half. But that early period of second half where we were just, oh, not a bad cross in, doesn't work. Out for Phillips, who hits it wide high over. The beginning of the second half, the 25-minute period or whatever it was, where we were just at 6s and 7s, and Manchester United really stepped up a gear, just completely killed the game. Completely killed us, and now we're sort of left trying to fight back from where we want, which is really frustrating, because if we had made, like I say, make hay while the sun shines, and if we'd done that in that first half, we'd be in such a better position now. But it's a massive shame, because this was a good opportunity to beat Manchester United, but it goes wanting. And with 10 minutes to go, 2 goals down, I can't see us. It's just not going to happen. Hoyland offside. Thank you very much. Yeah, match being, but how close were we? Someone's won £25. Congratulations if you're in here. Whoever it is, it's won £25. Congratulations. I just need a yellow card. Where are we at? If we can get a yellow card in the next minute, if either team get a yellow card in the next minute or in the 92nd minute. Oh, but I need 2 lines now because someone's already claimed the one. I just need to go. Oh, that's probably not gonna happen for me. I'm so close as well. My card's almost full. I'm fuming. My card is so close. It's not a bad ball to cross. Cut Zoom as well to cut that out. My card is almost full. I'm so close. So close. Going to be a corner to Manchester United, right hand side, outswinger, Bruno Fernandes on it. They've been all over the short corner. Pardon me. They've been all over the short corners, Manchester United today. Would surprise me if this wasn't another one. What happens? Tell me what happened first. I mean, I don't know how much power I have in this scenario, but at least tell me what happened, and then I can try and help out. Or it's down to Fernandes. I tell you what, Kurt Zuma does well there. Kurt Zuma did well there. It dropped down. Bruno Fernandes is there in the box. It felt unmarked, and Kurt Zuma gets around him and just blocks it out before he can pull off the shot. He would have had to do it very fast, Fernandes there, but it is a good opportunity, and it's well defended by Kurt Zuma. I don't think he's played that well, but he's done well there. I will say this very quickly. I know obviously it's a heated moment. We're losing 2-0. There are a lot of strong opinions about both sides of the argument in terms of David Moyes. I understand that. Try not to shoot shots at each other. I don't mind everyone having conversations about it, but I can see words that are coming in, and I don't want people to argue with each other or insult each other. Because if you do, I don't care what side of the fence you're sitting on, I'll start timing you out. Okay, I'll start just stopping people from doing it. Okay, so just I know again it sucks. We're losing. It's very passionate, obviously, because it's very annoying to watch. I understand that, but tranquilo. Okay, tranquilo. I'm also seeing the word 3-0 a lot while I was trying to look up for that. So So what's happened here is your arguments have also spoiled it for me. So I will just start blocking. McTominay wins the ball, charges forward, lays it short to Garnacho. There is the 3. There's 3. 3-0. Garnacho gets the goal. Calvin Phillips lost the ball. McTominay comes forward with it. And Garnacho slots it home. So easy. So easy. And Manchester United, the scoreline flatters them, but it is what it is. It is what it is, unfortunately. Ben Johnson on the ball. Under no pressure. Finds Phillips, who loses out. Just lack of options there. Calvin Phillips. I tell you what, I'll be honest with you. I defended Calvin Phillips for the first one. That I don't know what to say about that one. You can't really. Is it a bit sad? Is it a bit of a risky pass for Ben Johnson to play it into him? Yes. Did he have no options? Yes. Calvin Phillips though had the ball at his feet and had time to control it and do something with it. Just play it back to Ben Johnson if you're that stressed. It's too easy. It's just too easy. It's 3-0 Manchester United. Like I say, I think the scoreline flatters them massively, but where are you at? What to do? What can you do? He does look a lot like a YouTuber. He does. I can't lie. There is something about him. If you told me he was huge on Twitch in Argentina, I would believe you. I would in Spain, one of those Spanish Twitch people who are just absolutely massive. I would believe you. I didn't say it mattered. I'm just summing up the game, my G. Summing up the game. You know? Thank you, Irons. It's very kind of you to say. It's very kind of you to say. You hate to see it. You really do. You really do. But we're here now. It's just life is life. It's another stressful, sad performance. It's a shame. It's a shame. Because we really did have the opportunity to do it, but... Oh, the problem with West Ham is they always try to pass it. Oh, what can you do? What can you do? Geo will be live, of course, after this, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're looking for a way to watch the review or whatever, it will be happening. It's going to be a double change for Manchester United, which means if we can get an offside, Cornet is on. If we can get an offside at the end of this game, I'll have a line completed. Luke Shaw going to be coming off for Lindelof. And Højlund for Anthony. Right, so Shaw for Lindelof. I really liked Lindelof at one point. Yeah, I defended Phillips after the first one. First goal, 3 minutes in. Of course. Always. I defended, well, not always, but specifically about IT crowd and stuff. I defended Phillips after the first one. I think that one's undefendable, to be honest. Well, ironically, I think it was very easy to defend, but it's impossible to defend, if you see what I'm saying. If you see what I'm saying. "88 minutes. We'll be getting the stoppage time soon. I expect it to be probably somewhere in the 4 to 5 minute mark or something like that. Given the injuries or the injury. We got so. You know, I'm going to stop talking about it. This is what it is. I believe it's Arsenal. I believe it's Arsenal. Oh, it's days like today. Doing watch longs is never. It's not good. Not good for your health. Wide to Garnacho, wide on the left. Played into McTominay. He was storming through, but a heavy touch is easily stopped out from Naya Figued. Calvin Phillips on the ball. Passes to James Ward-Prowse. Plays it forward to Cornet. Wide on the left-hand side. Looks to take on his man. Go on, Maxwell. Go on. No, just going to fall over? Okay. Okay. I will say... no, I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to stay out. I've decided to stay out of this one. Six minutes of added time. 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left until I can leave. Garnacho goes down very emphatically after what was barely a brush, but you know, we move. Ugh. Ben Johnson with the foul. 5.5 minutes left. Garnacho then takes the time to tie his shoes up. Referee decides to see if he's fine. He's fine. He was barely touched. Ignore the fact he screamed. I think over the course of the 90 minutes, we played all right. I think first half, I think we were the better team. I think the opening, like I say, 25 minutes or whatever it was, half an hour, whatever. I don't know how long it was, but of the second half, we dropped off massively and they stepped up massively. They took their chances that we did not take. This is a rare game where we haven't taken our chances. We have been absolutely clinical. We've been absolutely clinical this season. Today we have been the exact opposite of that. We've had a huge amount of shots and it's just been crap. And we deserve to lose at this point because we've just not taken the opportunities and they have. I mean, it really boils down to that. It's a shame because it's a shame because there really was something for this game, but it's the way it plays out, isn't it? He played Kudus. He played Souček where Kudus should play. What you want Kudus? You want Kudus to be a deep in a double pivot? Oh, I mean, if you want, seems like a bad idea to me. If you want. Cheers, Fred. Appreciate it, bro. David, not now. Not now, David. McTominay shot from range. Dragged wide. Close. 3.5 minutes to go. 3.5 minutes to go. Adrenaline in my soul. Emerson should have scored a goal. Then he booted it into Rosed. Ah. Imagine if Emerson scored that goal. It'd be 1-1. Whoa! Could have shot from range wide. Drags it wide. David Moyes said, let's make substitutions. Oh wait, it's still early. Too early in the game. Too early in the game to make some subs now. I'll wait 15 mins and then 15 more. I don't know. I've lost the train of thought now. I've lost the train of thought now. Then Phillips back. They can keep the money. I thought he played better than most people did in the last game, and I didn't blame him for the goal. Today, different story. Different story entirely. Minute and a half to go. Oh, don't whistle, Charlie. Don't whistle, Charlie. So I'm just scrolling up to make sure people aren't arguing. David, that comment about the Rock sliding into the main event is wild. Is wild. It's all going to be okay. Thank you, Ishmael. Appreciate it. James Ward-Prowse trying to do something, failing. A minute left. 1 minute left. Remember, Geo will be live with a full match review straight after this. I'll get the link for you now. If you want to talk about the game, you can. I don't. I just want to stop and leave. But that will be live straight after this. Grab the link. That's the wrong button. Want the 3 dots, Charlie? There we go. Get that ready to spam that link in the chat, which I'll be spamming in a second. Kudus shot. Deflects. It's going to be a corner right at the end of the game. Right at the end of the game. 10 seconds left. We're going to get a corner, and that's it. Although I wouldn't blame the ref for just finishing it now. Can't lie. But we're here. James Ward-Prowse comes across to take it. It's going to be an outswinger. 2 checks there. Zuma's there. Calvin Phillips is there. Alvarez is there. Jared Bowen is there. Pinged across. Looking towards Jared Bowen, who called for it. Goes far. And there is the final whistle, ladies and gentlemen. It ends Manchester United 3, West Ham United 0. Stress, disappointing, crap, and a missed opportunity because we did have them at one point. We had them at one point, and then we just crumbled where we really had to do it, which is annoying, which is incredibly annoying. But there is a live review with Geo. Here is the link. It's in the live chat right now. Click on it. Go ahead over there. Chat it all out. Thanks again once more to Ray, to JC Florida, to Just the Yank, to Dave, to Sunnyverse, to Hammers Gary, to Gaz. All your super chats. Massively appreciate them. They help out the channel massively. And once more with feeling, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back for the next game. I believe it is Arsenal. I don't know when it is. I'm not looking forward to it. There is the link spammed once more in the chat. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, everyone. Bye.